Scoring a #1 hit is the ultimate achievement in the music industry, and the sound of a chart topper has changed a lot over the years. In this video, we look at every #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100 since 2010. Sit back, relax, and take in 15 years of music history. 2010. TikTok by Kesha. In January 2010, Kesha's debut single TikTok kicked off the year with a bang, staying on #1 for 9 weeks. It became popular thanks to its party-ready beats, catchy lyrics, and Kesha's rebellious persona. The song's playful, carefree lyrics about wild nights out made it an anthem of a generation. Kesha wrote the opening line, "Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy," after waking up one day feeling hungover. When she performs the song now, she changes it to "Fuck P. Diddy" for obvious reasons. Today, TikTok is a nostalgic throwback, often credited with shaping the electropop trend that dominated the early 2010s. The song was named the biggest song of the year, and Kesha continued her momentum and was named Billboard's Hot 100 Artist of the Year by the end of 2010. I think the app owes her a bag, because I've never seen the term spelled like that before the song. I'ma Be by the Black Eyed Peas. The Black Eyed Peas topped charts with I'ma Be for 2 weeks in February. Known for its unique structure, the song shifts from a laid-back hip-hop vibe to a high-energy dance track halfway through. This change of pace made it stand out among other pop hits at the time. It was a follow-up to Boom Boom Pow and I Got a Feeling, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 for a combined 26 consecutive weeks, and the song continued their momentum. Its initial popularity was fueled by the video, and Fergie's verse on the song is one of the hardest of her career. The Black Eyed Peas performed the song at the 52nd Grammy Awards, and it has now been certified 2 times platinum in the US. Break Your Heart by Tayo Cruz featuring Ludacris. Tayo Cruz's Break Your Heart topped the Billboard Hot 100 in March. It became a hit thanks to its infectious club beat and catchy chorus. The song's rise to #1 was mainly because it was played on radio non-stop. Tayo originally wrote the song for Cheryl of Girls Are Loud, but his team convinced him to record it himself, and that turned out to be a great idea. The song's success helped introduce him to the American market and establish him as a pop star during the early 2010s. The song was followed up by Dynamite, which became an even bigger hit, spending 18 weeks in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. But since then, Tayo has fallen off the face of the earth, as his last album is Tayo, back in 2011. Rude Boy by Rihanna. Rihanna's Rude Boy held the #1 spot for 5 weeks, starting in March. The song was a standout from a darker and edgier rated R album, bringing a playful Caribbean influence and dancehall vibe to mainstream pop. It is a certified banger. The song peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for a month straight. The title is Jamaican slang that means a cool guy from the streets. The video was one of the reasons the song got popular, but many people thought it looked like MIA's video for boys. It may have been inspired by it. Rude Boy remains one of Rihanna's signature hits and is one of the best songs of the rated R era. Nothing on You by B.O.B. featuring Bruno Mars. In April, B.O.B.'s breakout hit Nothing on You, featuring Bruno Mars, reached #1. The song's sweet and catchy hook, with Bruno's smooth vocals, made it an instant hit. It became Bruno's first #1, setting the stage for his illustrious career. It was written by Bruno's songwriting trio The Smithingtons for Lupe Fiasco, but it made its way to the upcoming rapper B.O.B., who understood the assignment and got his first #1 song. After that, B.O.B. had a great year, following it up with the huge hit Airplanes. Oh my God. OMG by Usher featuring will.i.am. Usher's OMG dominated the charts for 4 weeks in April and May, combining club beats and auto-tune vocals. The song was a modern take on dance pop, and it quickly became a global hit. The catchy chant in the chorus was inspired by football chants in the UK, as Usher was trying to make a universal hit. OMG was the new trendy term around that time, so the song was trying to capitalize on that. There was a controversy around the song sounding similar to a song sung by Homer on The Simpsons episode, but that never went anywhere. Usher even got to perform it at the Super Bowl halftime show with the Black Eyed Peas. Not Afraid by Eminem. In May, Eminem's motivational anthem Not Afraid topped the charts, marking a shift in his music towards a more reflective and positive themes in his recovery era. The song became an empowering anthem with the lyrics talking about overcoming struggles. Not Afraid became only the third rap song in history to debut at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Its success brought Eminem back to the top of the charts after a long hiatus in his disappointing relapse era. No drugs, no alcohol, no autotune, just a classic. California Girls by Katy Perry featuring Snoop Dogg. Katy Perry's California Girls was the ultimate summer anthem of 2010, spending 6 weeks at #1. The fun and catchy song celebrated West Coast vibes and became one of the most memorable songs of that era. The music video was still iconic, with its candy-themed visuals, inspired by Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The song was meant to be the California response to Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind, which was dedicated to New York City. California Girls is now solidified as a classic, as it has been certified diamond in the US by the RIAA, and is still legendary as the ultimate summer anthem. Love the Way You Lie by Eminem featuring Rihanna. Eminem and Rihanna's powerful collaboration Love the Way You Lie topped the charts for 7 weeks in the summer of 2010. The song tackled the complexities of toxic relationships, with Eminem's verses and that unforgettable hook. Rihanna's chorus was deeply personal, as she related to the song's themes because she went through a toxic relationship with domestic violence. The music video is still iconic, starring Dominic Monaghan and Megan Fox, now sitting on close to 3 billion views on YouTube. Love the Way You Lie became one of the defining hits of the year, sparking conversations about abusive relationships. Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Teenage Dream became an instant hit thanks to its feel-good vibes about young love. Katy Perry was on fire in 2010, flawlessly executing infectious pop hooks, dropping hit after hit. The song is one of the most critically acclaimed from the album, marking her transition from quirky pop star to a full-blown global superstar. Katy said she wanted the song to make people feel like they were in love for the first time. There was also a Glee version of the song at the time when the TV show was huge, which peaked at #8 on the Billboard Hot 100. That Glee era was wild. Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars came back with his own debut single, a soulful pop ballad, Just the Way You Are. It is a love song with heartfelt lyrics that kick-started his solo career. The music video was super creative, with that stop-motion animation of a cassette tape. Just the Way You Are remains a wedding classic to this day. It has now been certified 13 times platinum by the RIAA, and is still Bruno's most streamed song, sitting on 2.3 billion streams on Spotify. Like a G6 by Far East Movement featuring the Cataracts and Dev. Like a G6 was an unexpected smash hit, blending catchy electropop beats with party lyrics, and it was inescapable on radio or at clubs. Far East Movement came out of nowhere, landing multiple hits in the early 2010s. The song became a viral sensation, with the hook Fly Like a G6, referring to a Gulfstream G650 jet. Dev's Poppin' Bottles hook was taken from her own song Booty Bounce. Like a G6 is really a symbol of that dance pop era, and the song still pops up at parties and retro playlists. We Are Who We Are by Kesha. Kesha returned to the top with a Pride anthem, released after a wave of anti-LGBTQ+ bullying incidents. We Are Who We Are debuted at the top, quickly becoming a celebration of individuality and confidence. The song was written in just one day, following the structure of Kesha's breakout hit TikTok. Its empowering message about embracing yourself unapologetically, combined with Kesha's signature party pop sound, made it a follow-up hit, spending a single week at the top of the Billboard Hot 100. What's My Name by Rihanna featuring Drake. Rihanna and Drake's chemistry in What's My Name made it an instant hit. The mix of Rihanna's Caribbean-influenced vocals and Drake's smooth verses catapulted it to the top of the charts. This was their first big collaboration, sparking years of speculation about their on and off real life relationship. I mean, he is still obsessed with her. The song became Drake's first #1 and was its only #1 until One Dance in 2016. It became Rihanna's third #1 single just in 2010. It was in the era where she used to release an album each year. Nowadays, we'll be lucky if she drops once a decade. Only Girl in the World by Rihanna. Only Girl in the World was a confident, upbeat Rihanna who demanded to be loved fully and passionately. The song's pulsating dance beat helped it become a club favorite. When you listen to it now, it still holds up. It has aged really well. It was the first single from her album Loud, but What's My Name, which was released after it, got to #1 before it. It was the first time that an album's first single reached #1 after its second. Rihanna was dominating the early 2010s pop scene, blending pop, dance, and R&B effortlessly. The song also won the Grammy Award for Best Dance Electronic Recording the following year. Raise Your Glass by Pink. Raise Your Glass was Pink's celebration anthem for anyone who has ever felt like an outsider. Released as the lead single to Pink's Greatest Hits So Far album, the song encouraged you to embrace your weirdness. Pink described the song as a tribute to her loyal fans. It became a go-to anthem for celebrations and empowering moments, cementing Pink's legacy as the voice for those who refuse to fit in. Firework by Katy Perry. Katy Perry ended 2010 on a high note with Firework, her inspirational hit from the Teenage Dream era. It became the third #1 from the album, spending 4 weeks at the top. The powerful lyrics and explosive production made it an unforgettable hit. For the times you feel like a plastic bag. The music video, which features fireworks shooting out of Katy's titties, became one of the reasons that the song became popular, along with its message of self-love and acceptance. Firework became one of Katy's signature songs, tying the bow on her dominant 2010. 2011. Grenade by Bruno Mars. Kicking off 2011, Grenade became Bruno Mars' second chart-topping single. The heartfelt ballad about unrequited love became the second hit from his debut album Doo-Wops and Hooligans. It was the last song added to the album, and Bruno's powerful delivery and the song's dramatic lyrics helped it climb to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was inspired by a real-life story Bruno heard from a friend about finding out his girl cheated and realizing she wouldn't do half the things he would do for her. The song was nominated for 3 Grammys and lost all 3, but it has now been certified diamond in the US. Hold It Against Me by Britney Spears. Britney Spears' Hold It Against Me was her triumphant return to the charts in early 2011, debuting at #1. The song went straight to #1 because of huge iTunes sales in the first week. She became the second artist in history, after Mariah Carey, to debut on #1 with 2 or more singles. It is still Britney's last #1 hit as a lead artist. The dubstep-infused pop song showcased Britney experimenting with a more club EDM-style beats that were trending at the time. The lyrics on the hook is a reference to a 1950s TV show that was later used by a song by the Bellamy Brothers. Hold It Against Me was initially written for Katy Perry, but it somehow ended up with Britney. Although its legacy is overshadowed by her earlier hits, it remains an underrated fan favorite. Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa's breakout hit Black and Yellow dominated early 2011, inspired by his hometown, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the iconic black and yellow Steelers colors. The song became an anthem for the city and the team. Its catchy hook made it a viral sensation, especially among NFL fans, as the Pittsburgh Steelers headed to the Super Bowl that year. Wiz put his city on the map when it comes to rap, and Mac Miller later followed in his footsteps. Fun fact, Wiz came up on YouTube, posting freestyles and vlogs at a time when artists were not really sharing that. He never stopped posting on his channel either, as it is now sitting on close to 29 million subscribers, which is huge. Born This Way by Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga's Born This Way was not just a song, but a cultural movement. Released as the lead single from her album by the same name, the empowering anthem became a rallying cry for self-love and acceptance. It debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the 1000th song to be a number 1 hit. The song was released with an epic 7-minute mini-movie that showed Gaga's weird creativity. She wrote the song in just 10 minutes and said it was divinely inspired. Its legacy lives on as an LGBTQ+ anthem, and it is often hailed as one of the most impactful pop songs of the 2010s. Another iconic moment was when she announced the album after winning the Video of the Year at the VMAs. E.T. by Katy Perry featuring Kanye West. Katy Perry's E.T. brought an intergalactic flair to the charts in 2011. The song's pulsating beat and haunting melody set it apart. The remix is what went straight to number 1, becoming the 4th number 1 of the Teenage Dream era. Kanye's verse on the remix is one of the weirdest of his career, as he delivers corny bar after corny bar. You know a Kanye line when you hear one.
Rockets on deck. Tell me what's next, alien sex.
Those lines are hilarious when they work, but absolutely atrocious when they don't connect. With a futuristic music video and a unique sound, E.T. remains one of Katy's most distinctive hits, often celebrated for its experimental production. S&M by Rihanna featuring Britney Spears. Rihanna's S&M pushed boundaries with its provocative lyrics and risque visuals. The remix featuring Britney Spears is what gave the song the extra boost to get to number 1. The title stands for sadism and masochism, meaning using pain as pleasure in sex, usually BDSM. Rihanna said in interviews that the song is more metaphorical than really about BDSM.
And it's a metaphorical song, you know, it's really not about sex.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she was in her loud era with that red hair. The song was banned in several countries and had the title censored on the radio, but still managed to dominate the charts. Rihanna is a bold, fearless artist that is not afraid to push the limits of pop music. Rolling in the Deep by Adele. Adele's Rolling in the Deep was a game changer for pop music in 2011. The song didn't really fit into the trends of the time, as it was released in the midst of the dance pop era. Many thought that it would change the sound of pop music, but it didn't really. It just made Adele a superstar. It stayed at number 1 for 7 weeks and won multiple Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year. Adele wrote the song the day after a breakup, channeling her heartbreak into a hit. Rolling in the Deep doesn't really have an obvious meaning, but she meant it like someone to back you up in hard times. Give Me Everything by Pitbull featuring Neo, Afrojack, and Nair. Pitbull's Give Me Everything was the ultimate summer anthem of 2011. Neo's chorus was the big reason it became successful. It became Pitbull's first number 1 hit, propelled by his feel-good lyrics and that high-energy beat, Dale. Pitbull started off as a crunk rapper in Miami in the mid-2000s, but by the 2010s, he became a dance pop rapper with that suit. The pivot first happened with I Know You Want Me in 2009. He found his lane and ran with it. Even today, the song plays at parties sometimes, a reminder of Pitbull's dominance in the early 2010s. Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO. Few songs came out of nowhere and dominated the charts like LMFAO's Party Rock Anthem. With its catchy Every Day I'm Shuffling, it became a global phenomenon. It topped the charts in multiple countries, with its video going viral on YouTube, now sitting on 2.4 billion views. LMFAO's music was all about party when they broke through with their album Sorry for Party Rockin'. Even though the group disbanded shortly after, Party Rock Anthem remains a cultural capsule of that time, of party-centric mindless vibes. The song was so huge that they even got to perform it with Madonna at the Super Bowl halftime show. Last Friday Night, TGIF by Katy Perry. Katy Perry's Last Friday Night captured a chaotic, fun, and wild weekend. The song became the 5th consecutive number 1 single from Katy's Teenage Dream album, a record she shares with Michael Jackson with Bad. The music video featured a cameo from Rebecca Black, who went viral earlier in the year for one of the most hated songs of all time, Friday, which added to its viral appeal. Today, the song has aged well as an anthem for letting loose and living in the moment. Katy ruled the early 2000s on one of the greatest hit runs of all time. Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5 featuring Christina Aguilera. Maroon 5's Moves Like Jagger was a surprise hit that became one of the year's biggest singles, and Christina's feature was surprising. The funky tune paid homage to Rolling Stones frontman Mick Jagger, and that whistle stuck in your head, leading the song to top the Billboard Hot 100. Staying there for 4 weeks. Adam Levine and Christina's collaboration was mainly because they were both coaches on the first season of The Voice, which was a huge sensation, peaking at 13 million viewers a night. Moves Like Jagger is a bop with its timeless groove, which solidified its legacy as one of Maroon 5's career-defining hits. Someone Like You by Adele. Adele's Someone Like You was a raw emotional ballad that struck a chord with millions. Its minimalist piano arrangement let her incredible voice take center stage, and the heartfelt delivery made it one of the best songs of 2011. It became her second #1 single in the US after being released as a single with the album. Adele's live performance of the song at the Brit Awards is still considered as one of her most iconic moments. Someone Like You won the first Grammy Award for Best Pop Solo Performance, as it still remains a timeless breakup anthem. We Found Love by Rihanna featuring Calvin Harris. Rihanna's We Found Love was a game-changing collaboration that defined the EDM pop crossover era. The song's hypnotic beat and haunting lyrics captured the intoxicating highs and lows of love. The song was originally meant to be for Leona Lewis, you know, the bleeding love girl. The music video depicting a tumultuous relationship sparked controversy because her love interest looked like someone. But it also won the Grammy Award for Best Short-Form Music Video. We Found Love became one of Rihanna's biggest hits, dominating the charts for 10 weeks. 2012.
I'm sexy and I know it.
Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO. LMFAO kicked off 2012 with the funny anthem Sexy and I Know It, which was made to become a meme, and that was what it ended up becoming. Known for its cheeky lyrics and over-the-top music video, the song became a club favorite and a viral sensation. The song's music video was outrageous, especially the iconic wiggle 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 scene with crotches all over the screen. Although LMFAO disbanded shortly after the song, it remains memorable as a reminder of their carefree, mindless fun energy that took over the early 2010s. Set Fire to the Rain by Adele. Adele's Set Fire to the Rain continued her streak of #1 hits from 21, showcasing her powerful voice and emotional storytelling. This ballad, featuring a dramatic instrumental, became her third #1 hit in the US after 21 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100. The live version of the song, recorded at the Royal Albert Hall, won Adele her first Grammy for Best Pop Solo Performance in 2013, and is the version that is on her YouTube channel. By the time the song climbed to #1, 21 had already reached 17 weeks on #1, on its way to becoming the best-selling album of the 2010s, saving the music industry in the process. Stronger, What Doesn't Kill You by Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson's Stronger was an empowering anthem that resonated with fans worldwide. With its uplifting lyrics and danceable beat, it became her third #1 hit. Since her smash hits in the early 2000s, Kelly was trying to move in the direction of the singer-songwriter lane, which meant that she was quiet on the charts for a while. The song became a favorite for reality competition shows and any montage of overcoming something. Its legacy as a motivational pop classic cemented Kelly's place as one of the most consistent artists since she broke through on the first season of American Idol. Part of Me by Katy Perry. Katy Perry's Part of Me debuted on #1, fueled by the momentum she was building in the early 2010s, as she was on an incredible run of chart toppers. Released as part of her teenage dream, The Complete Confection, a reissue of her huge album, the song became the 6th #1 from that era. The concert movie of the same name as the song was huge, grossing $30 million in theaters. The music video, where Katy is doing Marine training, was one of the reasons for the song's success. While not as iconic as her other hits, Part of Me is definitely memorable, from an era when Katy was absolutely dominating. We Are Young by Fun featuring Janelle Monáe. Fun's We Are Young featured an unknown Janelle Monáe and became the anthem of 2012. thanks to its nostalgic lyrics and sing-along chorus. The song exploded after being featured in the Chevrolet Super Bowl commercial and an episode of Glee. It's the song that started the indie rock pivot on the charts as we were transitioning out of the electropop era. The track won the Song of the Year at the Grammys, making fun overnight stars. Its legacy as a millennial anthem endures, capturing the spirit of that time. The band broke up a couple years later and moved on to better things as Nate Ruess went solo, and Jack Antonoff became one of the biggest pop producers in the game. Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier featuring Kimbra. Gautier's Somebody That I Used to Know was a global phenomenon, coming out of nowhere. The song's minimalist production, which had a bossa nova sample, struck a chord with listeners. The music video, featuring body paint and stop motion, is simple but mesmerizing, and became one of YouTube's most watched videos of the year, now sitting on 2.3 billion views on YouTube. Despite Gautier stepping away from mainstream music, the song is still a classic and one of the defining hits of the decade. Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe was the ultimate summer bop of 2012. With its incredibly catchy chorus, it became a viral hit thanks to a video of Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and friends lip-syncing to it, going viral on social media. The song was initially a folk tune, before being transformed into a pop masterpiece. Its infectious energy secured its place as one of the most iconic hits of that era. People thought Carly would become a one-hit wonder, but she has become a respected artist that has built a loyal fan base. She has proven her staying power, dropping critically acclaimed albums. Whistle by Flo Rida. Flo Rida's Whistle took over this summer with its catchy whistle melody and simple hook. The song, known for its playful and suggestive lyrics, became a radio favorite. Flo Rida revealed that the whistling in the song was inspired by Italian melodies, which added an exotic touch to the track. Despite receiving mixed reviews for its lyrics, the song became Flo Rida's third and final #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, solidifying his reputation as a hitmaker. Fun fact: Flo Rida is one of the best-selling rappers of all time. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together marks her full crossover into pop music. The song became her transition to a different sound, working with pop legends like Max Martin and Shellback. She wrote the song after hearing gossip about her love life and channeled her frustration into the track. Surprisingly, it was her first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, even though she was already 3 albums deep, even selling 1 million units in the first week on her previous album. The song started off the Red era and set the stage for her pop dominance. It was a huge risk at the time, but it paid off. One More Night by Maroon 5. Maroon 5's One More Night had a reggae-inspired sound that felt different from their usual sound. It was released as a second single from their 4th studio album, Overexposed. The song is about the conflict between desire and knowing when to let go. It stayed at #1 for 9 consecutive weeks and became one of the band's biggest hits. It even blocked Psy's viral hit Gangnam Style from the #1 spot, as it was huge on radio and held its own on streaming. Today it remains a fan favorite, reflecting Maroon 5's ability to continually evolve their sound. Diamonds by Rihanna. Rihanna's Diamonds was a shimmering ballad that showcased her vocal strength and emotional depth. Written by Sia, the song's lyrics about finding beauty and strength in love became iconic. Rihanna recorded the song in just 14 minutes, showing her deep connection to the material. It was the lead single from Unapologetic, which was surprisingly her first #1 album in the US, which is crazy because she was already on more than 10 #1 songs. Diamonds is now considered as one of her signature hits, as she still performs it whenever she does shows. Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars closed out the year with the electrifying Locked Out of Heaven, adding rock influences into his sound. Inspired by bands like The Police, the song was praised for its retro sound and infectious energy. It immediately sounds familiar when you listen to it for the first time. Bruno wrote the song after a creative slump. He was looking for a spark, and he found it. It became one of his biggest hits and solidified his reputation as one of the most versatile artists of his generation. 2013. Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Thrift Shop was a breakout hit for Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, celebrating secondhand shopping, which was way different from your typical flex rap song. It shot to #1 because of its clever lyrics and relatable theme, offering a fresh alternative to the flashy, materialistic tone of many hip-hop tracks at the time. The song's budget-friendly music video, featuring outrageous thrift shop outfits, helped it gain traction on YouTube, amassing 1.8 billion views to this day. At the 2014 Grammy Awards, the single won for Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song, sweeping the rap categories. Thrift Shop is remembered as an anthem of frugality and a reminder of Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's independent rise to fame. Harlem Shake by Bauer. The Harlem Shake phenomenon exploded out of nowhere, driven by a viral meme where people danced wildly after a beat drop, which had nothing to do with the actual Harlem Shake dance. Bauer's instrumental became a cultural moment, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 after Billboard changed its rules, including YouTube views in the calculations for chart rankings. It first started gaining steam after a video of Filthy Frank featuring the song went viral. Filthy Frank was one of the characters by the multi-talented artist who is now known as Joji. Bauer created Harlem Shake in 2012 without imagining it would become an internet sensation. While the meme faded quickly, it's an example of how a change in chart rules can shape the music industry. When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars followed Locked Out of Heaven with When I Was Your Man, which showed his emotional side with a stripped-down ballad about heartbreak and regret. The song's raw vulnerability made it a staple on radio and in karaoke playlists. Bruno admitted that writing the song was so personal that he hesitated to release it, fearing it revealed too much about his private life. The song is just timeless and is still one of Bruno's most heartfelt hits. In 2023, Miley released Flowers as a response to the song, which became a #1 hit. Just Give Me a Reason by Pink, featuring Nate Ruess. Pink teamed up with Nate Ruess, the lead singer of Fun, for Just Give Me a Reason, a duet about fighting to save a struggling relationship. It was a bop, and the chemistry between the singers made it a global success. The song almost didn't happen, as it was originally written as a solo track for Pink before she invited Nate to sing with her. The song isn't really a breakup ballad, it's a ballad about the moment just before a breakup. The song's success was largely driven by sales, as it ended the year as the 4th best-selling song of 2013. Can't Hold Us by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis scored another massive hit with Can't Hold Us, an energetic anthem about determination and success. Its upbeat tempo and dynamic hook made it a favorite for commercials, sports events, and celebrations. The song originally appeared on their 2011 album The Heist and became a sleeper hit, but gained new life with the release of the high-budget music video featuring camels, private ships, and many locations. The song ended the year as the most streamed song of 2013 on Spotify. It also revived the album, which ended up winning the Best Rap Album at the 2014 Grammys. After that, Macklemore shared a text he sent to Kendrick telling him he should have won the award, and that caused controversy at that time. Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke featuring T.I. and Pharrell. Blurred Lines was undeniably the song of the summer in 2013, spending an incredible 12 weeks at the top of the Billboard Hot 100. Robin Thicke, T.I. and Pharrell combined forces to create a song that dominated radio and dance floors for months. Despite its massive popularity, the song faced controversy for its rapey lyrics and racy music video, which also had an explicit version. This even led to demonstrations in college campuses. But a high-profile lawsuit found Blurred Lines guilty of copying Marvin Gaye's Got to Give It Up, resulting in a $7.3 million settlement to the gay estate. While its legacy is mixed, there's no denying its cultural impact during its peak. Roar by Katy Perry. Katy Perry's Roar was an anthem of self-empowerment that made everyone feel unstoppable. Released as the lead single from her album Prism with its catchy melody and uplifting lyrics, the song was accompanied by a jungle-themed music video, which was huge, now sitting on 4 billion views on YouTube. Roar not only showcased Katy's knack for creating pop hits, but it also started her new era with a bang, solidifying her status as a pop powerhouse. I remember Katy first performed the song at the 2013 VMAs, in a boxing ring. The song was also accused of copying Sarah Bareilles' Brave, but that never went anywhere. Its message of resilience is kind of corny, but that made it a go-to song for motivation. Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. In 2013, Miley was in her bangers era, and the second single, Wrecking Ball, shocked the world, first debuting at number 50 and quickly gaining momentum, reaching the top of the chart by its third week. It became Miley's first ever Billboard Hot 100 #1 single. It was a drastic shift in her career as she transitioned from her Disney roots to a more mature and edgy artist. The iconic music video, where Miley swings on a wrecking ball naked, broke the record for the most views in 24 hours, accumulating 19.3 million views in a day. It also sparked countless memes and became a cultural phenomenon. Despite the controversy, Wrecking Ball is remembered for its emotional depth and Miley's powerful vocal delivery, cementing her as a pop icon. Royals by Lorde. At just 16 years old, Lorde took the world by storm with Royals, a minimalist, anti-materialistic anthem. The song's unique production and lyrics stood out in a year filled with polished pop hits. Lorde wrote the song in less than an hour, inspired by a photo of a baseball player wearing a jersey that read Royals. The song's success introduced a new era of alternative pop and made Lorde the voice of a generation craving authenticity. She undoubtedly inspired artists like Billie Eilish and Olivia Rodrigo. The song is now legendary, proving that simplicity and the right message can be very powerful. The Monster by Eminem featuring Rihanna. Eminem and Rihanna's The Monster was another collab of two music titans, following Love the Way You Lie. The formula of introspective rap verses and a catchy pop hook worked again, as it shot straight to #1. The song's lyrics delve into themes of fame and mental health. It was written by BB Rexha, the hook. The music video for the song references huge moments in Eminem's journey as he looked back at his career. It kind of reminds me of Inception for some reason. The song ended the year as the last chart topper. 2014. Timber by Pitbull featuring Kesha. Pitbull's Timber kicked off 2014 as a massive dance hit, blending country-inspired harmonica riffs with club beats. It sounds like rooster noises in the morning. Kesha's energetic vocals on the hook created a crossover hit. The song gained popularity because it was catchy and also heavy promotion, including Pitbull performing it at various events. That harmonica sample was also the reason for a lawsuit alleging copyright infringement. Today, Timber is still considered a fun party anthem that represents peak Pitbull hit-making era. Dark Horse by Katy Perry featuring Juicy J. Katy Perry's Dark Horse became her 9th #1 hit, showcasing a darker, trap-influenced sound that was a departure from her usual upbeat pop style. The song gained traction after she performed it at the 2013 American Music Awards. And the high-budget music video, inspired by ancient Egyptian aesthetics, won the Best Female Video at the VMAs. The song had a mediocre Juicy J verse, which also had memorable lines. It ended 2014 as the second best-selling song worldwide for the year, moving 13.2 million units. Dark Horse remains a standout in Katy's discography for its experimental style, as it has now been certified 11 times platinum by the RIAA. This song was also a subject of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Happy by Pharrell Williams. Pharrell's Happy was an unstoppable force in 2014 thanks to its uplifting lyrics and infectious melody. It is one of the catchiest songs ever. Originally written for the Despicable Me 2 soundtrack, it quickly became a global sensation. Its cheerful vibe and the viral 24 Hours of Happy music video catapulted it to the top. Happy became the first song in history to hit #1 in 24 different countries simultaneously as it took over the world. It has its fair share of haters, but it is still a defining moment in Pharrell's long career. The live version of the song won the Grammy Award for Best Pop Solo Performance. It ended 2014 as the biggest song of the year in the US. All of Me by John Legend. John Legend's All of Me was a heartfelt ballad dedicated to his wife, Chrissy Teigen. It became the love ballad of the decade. It's John Legend's biggest song, released a decade well into his career. It gained further popularity after he performed it at the 2014 Grammy Awards. Then it climbed to number 1 weeks later. John Legend has never been known as a chart topper, rather a critic's darling, as he has won the prestigious EGOT, an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. All of Me remains a timeless classic, as it has now been certified 14 times platinum in the US. Fancy by Iggy Azalea featuring Charlie XCX. Iggy Azalea's Fancy dominated the summer of 2014 with this catchy beat that had that DJ Mustard sound, but was not produced by The sound was trending at the time. Featuring Charlie XCX's iconic hook, the song became a viral hit, partly thanks to its music video, which paid homage to the 1995 movie Clueless. Fancy spent 7 consecutive weeks on number 1, making Iggy the 4th female rapper in history to top the Billboard Hot 100. A white girl rapper wasn't a common thing in the mainstream, and she broke down that wall. Iggy wasn't really able to continue her momentum, but Fancy remains a moment of the mid-2010s, and her peak as a mainstream artist. It was also Charlie XCX's first number 1 single, as she has gone on to bigger things. Rude by Magic. Magic's Rude was a surprise hit, blending reggae influences with pop rock. The song tells the story of a man asking for his girlfriend's hand in marriage, only to be rejected by her father, leading to the catchy, relatable hook, "Why you gotta be so rude?" The song was inspired by a real-life event, where the lead singer, Nasri, was venting about a tough situation, and decided to turn it into a lighthearted song. Rude gained popularity through its feel-good vibe and heavy radio rotation, eventually topping the Billboard Hot 100 for 6 weeks. The band struggled to replicate their success, as they are one-hit wonders, but the song remains a summer classic and a karaoke favorite. Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's Shake It Off completed her transition from a country darling to a full-on pop superstar. Released as a lead single from her album 1989, the song's upbeat energy and carefree lyrics about brushing off negativity made it a slam dunk on the charts. The song's music video features Taylor trying her hand at different dance styles, adding to its charm and relatability. Shake It Off became a global smash hit, peaking on number 1 and staying there for 4 weeks. Its legacy lies in how it showcased Taylor's versatility and marked the beginning of her dominance in the pop world. It is still her only song to get a diamond certification from the RIAA.
Because you know I'm all about that bass.
All About That Bass by Meghan Trainor. Meghan Trainor's All About That Bass took the world by storm with its retro doo-wop sound, an empowering message about body positivity. The song celebrates self-acceptance and confidence, as Meghan used to struggle with body image as a teenager. Even though her intentions were pure, the song was criticized for being surface level and also body-shaming skinny people. It has the same problems as Nicki Minaj's Anaconda. Meghan wrote the song and offered it to other artists, but after they rejected it, she decided to record it herself, which turned out to be a life-changing decision. The song spent 8 weeks on number 1, making it one of the biggest hits of the year. Though it sparked debates, All About That Bass is credited with bringing a refreshing sound to the mainstream and launching Meghan's career. Blank Space by Taylor Swift. The year ended with the most legendary number 1 hit of the year. Taylor followed up Shake It Off with Blank Space, a satirical take on the media's portrayal of her love life. It was released as the second single from the pop Bible 1989. Taylor has always been self-aware and has been tapped into how the public feels about her and used that to her advantage. The iconic music video, which shows Taylor as a glamorous yet unhinged lover, was a massive hit, becoming the fastest video to reach 1 billion views on Vivo at the time. It is now sitting on 3.5 billion views on YouTube. Blank Space topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 7 weeks, cementing her status as a pop powerhouse. It is now legendary for how it flips the narrative, making it the most iconic hit of her career. 2015. Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars. Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars brought funk back in a big way with Uptown Funk, a retro-inspired anthem. Bruno has always used nostalgia to his advantage, but this was on a whole new level, as it became his biggest song ever. The song's funky bass line and those slick horns were a reference to the 1970s and 1980s funk and soul. It became a cultural phenomenon, ruling the charts for 14 weeks and earning multiple Grammy Awards including Record of the Year. The music video also helped its popularity, now sitting on 5.4 billion views on YouTube. Uptown Funk's feel-good energy and timeless groove led to it ending the year as the biggest song of 2015 in the US. See You Again by Wiz Khalifa featuring Charlie Puth. Wiz Khalifa's See You Again became an emotional tribute to actor Paul Walker, who passed away during the filming of Furious 7, as it was written to the soundtrack of that movie. It featured Charlie Puth, who was a complete unknown at the time, and it captures themes of loss, friendship, and hope, as it works so well as Paul Walker's farewell scene in the movie. The song broke the record for the most streamed song in a single day on Spotify and was once YouTube's most watched video. The song was a comeback for Wiz to the top of the charts 5 years after his breakout hit Black and Yellow. It is one of the most touching pop rap collaborations of the decade. Fun fact, Eminem and Chris Brown were the original artists considered to perform the song. Imagine a world where that happened. Bad Blood by Taylor Swift featuring Kendrick Lamar. Taylor Swift teamed up with Kendrick for the remix of Bad Blood, turning the original album track into a fiery anthem, rumored to be about her feud with Katy Perry at the time. The song's dramatic narrative and explosive production got it to #1, even if it was for just a week. Taylor was in her squad era, when she was rolling with a team of skinny models, and the star-studded music video featured cameos from Selena Gomez, Gigi Hadid, and more, and premiered at the Billboard Music Awards, instantly going viral. It broke Vevo's 24-hour view record at the time, with over 20 million views in a single day. It also won the Video of the Year at the 2015 VMAs. Cheerleader, Felix Yan remix by Omi. Omi's Cheerleader became the song of the summer in 2015 thanks to its infectious trumpet hook on the Tropical House remix by Felix Yan. Originally released as a reggae track in 2012, it didn't really see success outside of Omi's neck of the woods, Jamaica, but it gained global attention after the remix. The song topped the charts in over 20 countries, making it one of the biggest sleeper hits in pop history. Omi is still a one-hit wonder, but the song's success changed his life. Cheerleader was the quintessential summer anthem, transitioning the pop charts to the Tropical House era. Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd. The Weeknd was slowly building his fan base in the underground for years, since the release of his trilogy of mixtapes in the early 2010s. But Can't Feel My Face became his defining track in 2015, blending Michael Jackson-esque vibes with a modern pop twist. Michael has always been an inspiration for The Weeknd. He even covered Dirty Diana, masterfully by the way, on his third mixtape. Can't Feel My Face was co-produced by pop producer extraordinaire Max Martin, which made it an instant hit thanks to its irresistible groove and The Weeknd's silky vocals. The song initially debuted during an Apple Music commercial. Its catchy chorus and funky rhythm helped it become The Weeknd's first #1, turning him from an underground king to a pop superstar. It really changed the trajectory of his career, as it has now been certified diamond by the RIAA.
What do you mean?
What Do You Mean by Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was having a horrible time in the public eye around 2013 and 14, with a string of controversies and arrests. He was trying to revive his image. He did a Comedy Central roast, and the way he responded to those jokes made me think that he would surely come back. And that's exactly what he did when he dropped What Do You Mean, a Tropical House-inspired track that was an absolute bop, debuting on #1. It became his first #1 in the US, making him the youngest male artist to achieve that feat at age 21. Justin first teased the song's release with a massive celebrity countdown campaign featuring stars like Ariana Grande and Ed Sheeran. The song was a return to form, kicking off Bieber's successful Purpose era. When you listen to it now, the lyrics are kinda sketchy, but it is the song that undoubtedly redefined his career. The Hills by The Weeknd. Shortly after the success of Can't Feel My Face, The Weeknd's darker sound began to take over when The Hills climbed to #1 and stayed there for 6 weeks. Known for his haunting production, the song perfectly captured his signature sound with that banging beat. When it was released, I remember The Weeknd performing the song at Coachella and everybody looking around asking, what is this? But after weeks, it took over the world. The eerie The Hills Have Eyes movie is what inspired the song's title. The Hills is credited for pushing the boundaries of mainstream music, as it has now been certified diamond by the RIAA. Hello by Adele. When Adele came back with Hello in late 2015, the world stopped. Her powerful ballad debuted on number 1 and shattered records, including becoming the fastest video to reach 1 billion views on YouTube. Adele hadn't released music in nearly 5 years before the song, and following up the best-selling album of the decade 21, the song's arrival was a massive global event. The opening lines, "Hello, it's me," set the tone, and the song solidified her as one of the greatest artists of her generation. At the 2017 Grammy Awards, Adele swept everything, with Hello winning 3 awards: Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Pop Solo Performance. The song's legacy lives on as one of the most iconic ballads of the 2010s. 2016. Sorry by Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's Sorry was a tropical house masterpiece that sparked his Purpose era. The song became an instant hit, debuting on number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and eventually climbing to the number 1 spot, where it stayed for 3 consecutive weeks. The music video had no Justin Bieber in it, yet it became one of YouTube's most watched videos, with its vibrant choreography by the Request dance crew, who recorded videos for each song on the album. Sorry helped cement Bieber's full transition from a teen pop star to a more mature artist. The song is about apologizing to a girl, but it also worked as his apology to his fans for his destructive visual era, and the Beliebers welcomed him back with open arms. You can't fully blame him, really. He was a child star, abused by the industry. Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. Love Yourself revealed a vulnerable, stripped-down side of Justin, marking a significant shift from the sound of his singles so far. Co-written by Ed Sheeran and Benny Blanco, the acoustic song was praised for its raw honesty about cutting off toxic relationships. When Ed first wrote the song, it was supposed to be Fuck Yourself, but it was changed to Love Yourself to be radio-friendly.
I do think that's pretty sick.
It instantly becomes a classic if you say love yourself.
That was a good choice. It would have sounded bitter if they kept the original. Despite its minimalist production, Love Yourself became a global juggernaut, hitting number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and staying there for 3 weeks. It wasn't just a hit. It ended up becoming the biggest song of 2016 in the US, cementing its place as a certified breakup anthem. Pillow Talk by Zayn. Zayn Malik's debut solo single Pillow Talk signaled his departure from One Direction. It was way different from the band's signature sound, as it went for a sultry R&B inspired sound that broke him out of the boy band mold. The song dropped to huge hype and debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Zayn the first UK artist to do that with a debut single. The accompanying steamy music video, starring his then girlfriend Gigi Hadid, brought more attention to the song. It wasn't just a hit in the US, it blew up globally, helping Zayn to be taken seriously as a solo artist, even if he struggled to match the song's huge impact since then. Work by Rihanna featuring Drake. Rihanna's Work brought the heat of the Caribbean to mainstream pop, becoming one of the most definitive hits of the year. Its dancehall rhythm and laid-back vibe made it a standout, topping the Billboard Hot 100 for 9 consecutive weeks. It became Rihanna's 14th number 1 single, tying her with Michael Jackson. The way she sang that work, 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 work became a meme until people got used to it, proving Rihanna can make anything cool. The song also showcased Rihanna and Drake's undeniable chemistry, and I think they were dating at the time. Their off-and-on thing throughout the decade was confusing. I mean, she gave him his first and second number 1. Beyond its success, Work influenced a wave of Caribbean and Afrobeat-inspired hits that followed, leaving a big mark in the sound of pop music. Panda by Designer. Designer's Panda stormed onto the scene in 2016 with its hypnotic trap beat, aggressive delivery, and unforgettable hook. I got bras in Atlanta. Pana. The song was made with a beat Designer found randomly on YouTube, initially gaining traction on SoundCloud because people thought he sounded like Future. The song exploded when Kanye West sampled it on Part 2 from his album The Life of Pablo. The buzz skyrocketed, propelling Panda to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Designer the first rapper born in the 1990s to top the chart. The song's title was inspired by a black and white BMW X6, which he thought looked like a panda for some reason. Designer has had an epic fall off since then, but the song remains a defining moment in trap music. One Dance by Drake featuring Wizkid and Kyla. Drake's One Dance was a global sensation, following up the vibe he set with Work. Blending Afrobeats, dancehall, and house music, it became a summer anthem, featuring Nigerian starboy Wizkid and a sample from Kyla's 2008 song Do You Mind. The song became Drake's first #1 hit as a lead artist on the Billboard Hot 100, where it stayed for 10 weeks. One Dance was Spotify's most streamed song of 2016, and it has now accumulated 3.4 billion streams. Its success wasn't confined to the US. It was a global smash, including the UK, where it became Drake's longest-running #1 single. It paved the way for Afrobeats to enter mainstream pop and cemented Drake's status as a global tastemaker. Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feeling brought pure joy to 2016 thanks to its infectious energy and uplifting vibe. Written for the animated movie Trolls, the song was a feel-good anthem that dominated the charts. It debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking JT's 5th chart-topping single. The song was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song, and he performed it to open the 2017 Oscars. The accompanying music video, featuring people dancing in everyday settings, was huge, reaching 1.8 billion views on YouTube. While it was tied to a movie, Can't Stop the Feeling stands alone as one of the most beloved tracks of Timberlake's career. Cheap Thrills by Sia featuring Sean Paul. Sia's Cheap Thrills celebrated the joy of dancing the night away without breaking the bank, delivering a reggae-influenced anthem that resonated worldwide. Originally written for Rihanna, Sia kept the song for herself, and it became her first #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100, staying there for 4 weeks. Sean Paul's feature added an extra layer of Caribbean flavor. Have you ever listened to the song without his feature? It sounds empty. The song's lyric video is now considered as the official, as it has reached 1.9 billion views now. Sia had been grinding in the underground for a decade, but by the mid-2010s, she finally achieved mainstream success. Closer by the Chainsmokers featuring Halsey. The Chainsmokers' Closer featured the rising star Halsey and became one of the biggest pop hits of the 2010s. Its lyrics about rekindling an old flame became huge because of its irresistible hook that stuck in your head. Even though the story is too specific for some reason, the song stayed on #1 of the Billboard Hot 100 for 12 weeks. It was Halsey's breakthrough moment, with her verse on the song making her a household name. The Chainsmokers had their first hit back in 2014 with #Sophie. Remember that song? But Closer became their signature hit, earning diamond certification in the US. It remains a nostalgic anthem for the 2010s EDM era. Black Beatles by Ray Shremmerd featuring Gucci Mane. Ray Shremmerd's Black Beatles became a viral sensation thanks to the Mannequin Challenge, a social media trend where everyone froze in place while the song played in the background. It was kinda cool and very dumb, like most social media challenges. It was so huge that even Paul McCartney, the White Beatle himself, participated in the Mannequin Challenge. The song was very catchy, which propelled it to #1, staying there for 7 weeks. Black Beetle became the duo Ray Shremmerd's biggest hit, but Sway Lee has gone on to be featured on huge hits like Unforgettable and Sunflower, both of which are 2 of the most streamed songs of all time. 2017. Starboy by The Weeknd featuring Daft Punk. The Weeknd kicked off the year with his lead single to the Starboy era, a groovy futuristic anthem that redefined his sound. Featuring the legendary French duo Daft Punk, the song merged The Weeknd's rap-like flow with their signature electronic production. Released in late 2016, it skyrocketed to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 and became a global hit. The video also debuted with The Weeknd's new look. He cut his iconic dreadlocks, signaling a fresh chapter in his artistry, killing his old self. Starboy was his poppiest album yet, filled with polished production, making it one of the most streamed albums of all time on Spotify, now sitting on 15.6 billion total streams. Bad and Bougie by Migos featuring Lil Uzi Vert. When Bad and Bougie by Migos got to number 1, it became the start of the golden era of trap music. Released in 2016, the song became a viral sensation thanks to its instantly recognizable opening line, "Raindrop, Drop Top." The song dominated social media, generating memes that propelled it to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 in early 2017. It also solidified Metro Boomin as a hitmaker, and he is now one of the biggest producers of his generation. The song gained even more momentum after Donald Glover gave it a shout-out during his Golden Globes acceptance speech, calling it the best song ever. Lil Uzi's verse did something to it. Bad and Bougie cemented Migos as one of the biggest rap groups of the decade and became a defining anthem for the trap music era. Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Shape of You was a game changer for Ed Sheeran, blending tropical house beats with his acoustic sound. Released in 2017 as part of his blockbuster album Divide, the song topped charts in over 30 countries and became the most streamed song of all time for a while, until Blinding Lights passed it in 2021. Its infectious rhythm made it a universal hit, with its video also taking over, now sitting on 6.3 billion views on YouTube. The song was initially written with Rihanna in mind, but Ed reworked it to suit his style, proving to be a masterstroke. It is a unique song in his discography. Shape of You became the UK's best-selling single of 2017, showing Ed's ability to adapt his sound to mainstream trends while maintaining his identity. Humble by Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar's Humble brought an explosive energy to the charts in 2017, combining that hard-hitting beat with Kendrick's sharp lyricism. The song was the lead single to his Pulitzer Prize-winning album Damn, and marked a rare moments of braggadocio in its often introspective discography. Its infectious, sit down, be humble hook became a catchphrase, resonating far beyond music. The visually stunning music video for Humble won 6 MTV VMAs, including Video of the Year, solidifying Kendrick's creative dominance. The song also won the Grammy Award for Best Rap Song. There was some controversy about the stretch marks line, but that was really nothing in the grand scheme of things. Humble became Kendrick's biggest song as he was shooting for mainstream success, and it worked. That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars struck gold once again with That's What I Like, a smooth, sultry R&B track that effortlessly blended retro vibes with modern production. Released in 2017 as a single from his critically acclaimed album 24 Karat Magic, it became the first number 1 from the album, as it was the follow-up to the top 10 hit 24 Karat Magic. Its catchy lyrics, celebrating life's luxuries, made it an instant fan favorite, now reaching 2.3 billion streams on Spotify. That's What I Like won the Grammy Award for Song of the Year in 2018, further cementing Bruno's place as one of the decade's most consistent hitmakers. The song's success added to the impressive legacy of 24 Karat Magic, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's just hit after hit, no misses. I'm the One by DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled assembled an all-star lineup for I'm the One, a breezy anthem that dominated the summer of 2017. The collaboration featured Justin Bieber, Quavo, Chance the Rapper, and Lil Wayne, each bringing their signature styles to the track. Bieber's melodic hook and the rapper's dynamic verses created a perfect recipe for a chart topper. It was Bieber's comeback to music after a short break, and that created hype. The hook doesn't really have a deep meaning, but it's catchy, so it helped it debut on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. DJ Khaled finally made it to the top of the charts after years of following around and sucking up to other artists. His supposed talent is his perseverance and vision on who works on what. He tried the same formula a year later with the same artists, minus Lil Wayne, and that didn't really do as well. Despacito by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee. Despacito was nothing short of a global phenomenon, blending reggaeton and Latin pop into a song that took the world by storm. Originally released by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee, the song received a major boost when Justin Bieber joined the remix, bringing it to English-speaking audiences. The result? A record-breaking hit that tied Mariah Carey's One Sweet Day for the longest-running number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, holding the position for 16 weeks. The song's music video was one of the most watched YouTube videos of all time, with over 8.6 billion views. The original and the remix have a combined 2.5 billion streams on Spotify. Despacito not only dominated 2017, but also ushered in a new era of Latin music's influence on the global stage. Look What You Made Me Do by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do was a statement piece, marking her dramatic transformation during the Reputation era. Released in 2017, the song introduced fans to a darker, edgier Taylor, coming off her famous feud with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, in which she was painted as a villain. The song interpolated the 90s hit I'm Too Sexy and was released with a jaw-dropping music video that broke YouTube's 24-hour viewing record at the time. The video features countless Easter eggs, referencing her past feuds and career highlights. The song divided opinion when it was released, as Taylor took another big risk, but no one can match her ability to dominate pop culture conversations. I distinctly remember a time when it was battling for #1 with the next song. Bodak Yellow by Cardi B. Bodak Yellow was Cardi B's breakout moment, propelling her from reality TV star to hip-hop royalty. Released in 2017, the song's infectious flow, inspired by Kodak Black, stuck in people's heads, making her the first solo female rapper in nearly 2 decades to top the Billboard Hot 100. It was a real underground moment that got the song to #1. I remember a time when the song was a bad bitch anthem. I mean, it kinda still is. Cardi B often credits her success to her relentless hustle, having worked as a stripper before building her music career and getting her start on IG, and leveraging that to the top spot on the reality show Love and Hip Hop. Bodak Yellow established her as a force to be reckoned with in the rap world, as it has now been certified 11 times platinum in the US. Rockstar by Post Malone featuring 21 Savage. Rockstar is a mellow trap banger that captured the highs and lows of fame, becoming Post Malone's rise to superstardom. It was released as the lead single from his second studio album Beer Bongs and Bentleys. Featuring 21 Savage, the song's minimalist production and catchy chorus made it a streaming giant, spending 8 weeks on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was so popular that it broke Spotify records for the most streamed song in a single week at the time. I remember when it was first released, the record label uploaded a version of the song with only the chorus playing on a loop, and that kept it stuck in your head and contributed to the song's success. Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's Perfect is a heartfelt ballad that became an instant classic and a go-to wedding anthem. Released as a part of his chart-topping album Divide in 2017, the song was inspired by his relationship with his then-girlfriend, now wife, Cherry Seaborn. Ed Sheeran described the song as the best song he'd ever written, wanting to create a timeless love song. To give the song an extra boost, a duet version with Beyonce was released in late 2017. This version blended his folksy charm with Beyonce's powerhouse vocals, but I still prefer the original. The original and its duet version with Beyonce both dominated the charts, with the song peaking at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and staying there for 6 weeks. Perfect remains one of Ed's most iconic songs, solidifying his reputation as a single, as he is a master at knowing how to pull on heartstrings. 2018. Havana by Camila Cabello featuring Young Thug. Camila Cabello's Havana took the world by storm at the end of 2017 and kicked off 2018 at #1. The song blended smooth Latin rhythms and a trap beat. Originally released as a promotional single, it quickly outshined the previous single Crying in the Club, becoming the breakout hit from her debut album Camila. The song's success was because of its irresistible melody and Young Thug's distinctive verse, which added some spice. Havana became the first song by a female artist to reach 1 billion streams on Spotify, and it established Camila as a solo superstar, proving she made the right decision, leaving Fifth Harmony. And the music video was also iconic, and it won the Video of the Year award at the 2018 MTV VMAs. God's Plan by Drake. Drake's God's Plan became a global phenomenon that dominated 2018. Released as a part of his Scary Hours EP, the song quickly gained traction. However, it was the music video that turned it into a cultural moment. Instead of flashy visuals, Drake showed himself donating nearly $1 million to people in need in Miami, from paying college tuitions to funding groceries. The video wasn't initially planned, but once the concept was set, it became one of the most heartwarming moments in pop culture. Some people criticized it for being just for show, but needy people got money, so I don't really care. God's Plan became Drake's biggest song, spending 11 weeks on #1 and ending the year as the biggest song of 2018 in the US. Nice for What by Drake. Drake kept his winning streak going with Nice for What, He continued dominating the year with the female empowerment anthem inspired by New Orleans bounce music. The song was built around the Lauryn Hill sample from X Factor and delivered a message of celebration and respect for independent women. The accompanying music video was also huge, featuring cameos from influential women like Tracee Ellis Ross, Issa Rae, and Olivia Wilde. The song cemented Drake's legacy as a certified hitmaker, but he wasn't done yet. He really hit it out the park when he linked up with Karina Evans, who directed all his videos around that time. This is America by Childish Gambino. When Childish Gambino dropped This Is America, the music world stood still. The shocking music video, filled with powerful symbolism and chaotic visuals, became a viral sensation, sparking endless online think pieces. It tackled issues like gun violence, systematic racism, and societal distractions in America. The video was meticulously crafted, with each scene carrying deeper meanings. The song had a huge impact, debuting on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It also swept the Grammys, winning 4 awards including Record of the Year and Song of the Year. His legacy lies in the video, really, because of his thought-provoking nature and ability to ignite important conversations through art. Psycho by Post Malone featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Post Malone's Psycho offered a smooth, laid-back contrast to the high-energy hits, dominating the charts. Featuring Ty Dolla $ign, it is a melodic rap song with a hypnotic chorus that pulls you into a vibe. The meme with this part also went viral on social media. Despite its relaxed vibe, Psycho became Post Malone's second #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, cementing his place in mainstream music. Posty ended the 2010s as the 3rd most streamed artist of the decade on Spotify. Sad by XXXTentacion. Released months before his untimely death, Sad became a posthumous chart-topping hit, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 after X's passing. Its haunting lyrics about committing suicide if a girl leaves him struck a chord with listeners, becoming his first #1 hit. I remember hearing the instrumental on his YouTube videos and asking, what is that? Sad became the first posthumous #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 since Biggie's More Money, More Problems in 1997. X's rise in the late 2010s was a real underground movement as he built a powerful fan base from jail. His versatility was remarkable. I think he was on his way to dominate a new era of music, but he unfortunately passed before that could happen. He only got bigger after he passed though, scoring 11 songs above 1 billion streams on Spotify. I Like It by Cardi B, Bad Bunny, and J Balvin. Cardi B's I Like It was a fiery anthem that fused Latin trap with hip-hop, sampling Pete Rodriguez's 1967 classic I Like It Like That. The chemistry between Cardi and the Latin superstars Bad Bunny and J Balvin elevated the song to a global hit. With the song, Cardi became the first female rapper to achieve 2 #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was legendary in its role in popularizing Latin trap and bridging cultural gaps, marking a significant moment for Latin music's rise in the mainstream. The song has now been certified diamond by the RIAA. In My Feelings by Drake. Drake's In My Feelings was not supposed to be a single after the release of Scorpion. His label was trying to push Don't Matter to Me with Michael Jackson as the next single, but the song became a social media phenomenon and changed their plans. It sparked the viral Kiki Challenge, where fans danced to the song, jumping out of a moving car. The challenge was started by comedian Shiggy, which helped the song skyrocket to #1, where it stayed for 10 weeks. The trend was so huge, I remember Will Smith even did one. The song's legacy is inseparable from its viral dance craze, making it one of the defining moments of 2018. Girls Like You by Maroon 5 featuring Cardi B. Maroon 5's Girl Like You became a late career smash hit thanks to the music video featuring the most influential women in the world. Cardi B's fiery verse on the remix added an edge to the song, resonating with a fan base that wouldn't normally listen to a Maroon 5 song. The video included cameos from Ellen DeGeneres, Gal Gadot, and Camila Cabello, making it a visual celebration of women empowerment. It went viral on YouTube, now sitting on 3.7 billion views, and was even followed up by a part 2 video. The song spent 7 weeks on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has now been certified diamond by the RIAA. Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. Rihanna's Thank You Next was a masterclass in turning personal heartbreak into pop gold. The song, which name-dropped her famous exes, became an anthem of self-love and moving on, wishing the best to your exes. The music video, paying homage to iconic 2000s rom-coms like Mean Girls and Legally Blonde, broke YouTube records, with over 55 million views in 24 hours. The song debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Rihanna the first solo female artist to do so since Adele's Hello. It started off the Thank You Next era, marking Ari's comeback after years of personal turmoil, bouncing back to become one of pop's most influential voices. Sicko Mode by Travis Scott. Travis Scott's Sicko Mode was a groundbreaking hit, seamlessly blending 3 different songs into one epic track. When the album Astroworld was released, Drake's feature on the song was hidden, leading to epic reactions on YouTube. The song became an instant classic, with its dynamic structure, keeping listeners engaged throughout. Sicko Mode was Travis's first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 and got to the top after 17 weeks in the top 10. The song is now a modern classic because of its innovative production, pushing the boundaries of hip-hop and cementing itself as a mosh pit anthem. 2019. Without Me by Halsey. Without Me was a huge moment in Halsey's career, as it was her first solo song to top the Billboard Hot 100. The breakup anthem was inspired by real-life heartbreak. The song cleverly interpolates Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River in the chorus, linking 2 generations of breakup anthems. Halsey later revealed that the song was written after reflecting on her relationship with rapper G-Eazy, which further fueled this emotional weight. The song solidified her status as a pop heavyweight, becoming her most streamed song as a lead artist, now sitting on 2.1 billion streams on Spotify. It proved her ability to craft deeply personal hits that connect with a global audience, paving the way for more introspective and authentic work for her next albums. Sunflower by Post Malone and Sway Lee. Featured in the animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Post Malone and Sway Lee's Sunflower became an instant classic. Its mellow vibe and catchy melody made it a hit across generations. This popularity was helped by the fact that it was a big part of a huge Marvel movie. The song broke records, as it was the longest charting song in Billboard Hot 100 history at the time, spending over a year on the chart. It is now considered one of the best movie soundtrack songs ever, with the song becoming a streaming juggernaut, as it is Post Malone's most streamed song ever, now sitting on 3.6 billion streams on Spotify. 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande's 7 Rings was an anthem of self-empowerment and luxury, inspired by a real-life shopping spree with her friends. She bought matching rings for herself and 6 of her closest friends, hence 7 Rings. The song's trap beat and playful interpolation of My Favorite Things made it stand out. Ariana's Breakfast at Tiffany's story behind the song became a viral moment. She also got a Japanese tattoo that was supposed to say 7 rings, but she later found out it means something else. The song topped charts worldwide, becoming the biggest song in Ariana's discography, accumulating 2.4 billion streams to date. Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Shallow, from the movie A Star Is Born, became an unexpected chart topper in 2019. The duet was performed in a scene on the movie and became an instant classic. It became more popular than the movie, winning a Grammy Award for Best Original Song. Lady Gaga wrote the song in just a few hours with collaborators, aiming to capture the vulnerability of the characters. Even though Bradley Cooper is not really a singer, he did well on the song, and their performances on award shows were immaculate, even sparking dating rumors, because their chemistry was so good. Shallow is now Gaga's most successful song ever, as it is her most listened to song on Spotify. Sucker by Jonas Brothers. After years apart, the Jonas Brothers made a triumphant return with Sucker, a catchy, upbeat love song that celebrated their relationships with their wives. It became their first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, years after their initial blow-up. The music video featured their partners, adding a personal touch that fans loved. The song marked a new chapter for the band, reintroducing them to a new generation and proving their lasting impact. After that, they haven't really managed to match the success of the song. Old Town Road by Lil Nas X featuring Billy Ray Cyrus. Lil Nas X's Old Town Road took the world by storm, blending country and hip-hop in a way no one had done before. The song was one of the first songs to gain traction on TikTok. It became popular in the background of a Red Dead Redemption video on YouTube and managed to make it to the country charts. But it was taken off for not being country enough. That started a movement, propelling the song to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Then, the Billy Ray Cyrus remix was released and took it to a whole new level. Old Town Road broke the record for the longest running #1 song in Billboard history, staying at the top for 19 weeks. It made a mark on pop culture, changing the music industry by pushing genre boundaries. Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish built a huge fan base online with her EP Don't Smile at Me and was building momentum for a big chart run. Then, Bad Guy came out. It was a quirky minimalist anthem that showcased her unique style and dark humor. The song became her first #1 hit, dethroning Old Town Road after its record-breaking run. It was stuck at #2 for record-breaking weeks as well. The music video, filled with bizarre and funny imagery, became just as iconic as the song itself. It solidified Billie as a fresh new sound in pop music, inspiring a new wave of experimental artists. It also set the stage for her album When We All Fall Asleep Where Do We Go, which is one of the most iconic albums of the late 2010s. Señorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello's steamy duet Señorita was a summer hit, fueled by their undeniable chemistry. The two were dating at the time, so that added to the intrigue. The song's sexy lyrics and Latin-inspired melody propelled it to the top of the charts, becoming a streaming juggernaut. The music video also added to the hype, as people were obsessed with two attractive people getting steamy. That's a formula that always works. Señorita became a global success and remains one of the most memorable collaborations of that era. It ended 2019 as the third best-selling song of the year worldwide. Truth Hurts by Lizzo. Although it was originally released back in 2016, Lizzo's Truth Hurts skyrocketed to the top of the charts in 2019 after it went viral on TikTok and became a sleeper hit. The self-love anthem, filled with bold lyrics and Lizzo's signature confidence, became a cultural phenomenon. The song's opening line, "I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch," became one of the most quoted lyrics of the year. Truth Hurts helped Lizzo become a household name and a symbol of empowerment. Highest in the Room by Travis Scott. Travis Scott's Highest in the Room debuted on #1 in October 2019, fueled by the anticipation of new music from the rapper after his very successful Astroworld era. The song quickly became a fan favorite because of its heavenly production and trippy music video. It was rumored to be about his breakup with Kylie Jenner, so that gave it added attention. It became Travis Scott's second #1 single after Sicko Mode, and it cemented his reputation as a master of creating vibey, atmospheric hits that resonate with both hip-hop fans and mainstream audiences. Someone You Loved by Lewis Capaldi. Lewis Capaldi's Someone You Loved is a heartbreaking ballad that climbed to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 in November 2019, initially gaining traction in the UK. The song became a global hit because of its raw emotion and Lewis's soulful voice. It spent 7 weeks on #1 in the UK before conquering the US charts and is in the top 3 of the most streamed songs of all time, accumulating 3.7 billion streams on Spotify to date. It is widely regarded as one of the most powerful breakup songs of the decade, being certified diamond in the US and 9 times platinum in the UK. Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez earned her first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 with Lose You to Love Me in November 2019. The vulnerable ballad, written about self-love and healing, resonated deeply with fans who connected to her story. It was the big single from her fan-favorite album Rare. The song was released alongside a black and white music video with only Selena on the screen. It was seen as a turning point in her career, marking a mature, reflective chapter in her journey. She has stepped back from music in recent years, as she has stated that her next album will be her last. Circles by Post Malone. Post Malone's Circles topped the charts in December 2019 blending pop and alternative influences into a laid-back, catchy tune. The song became a radio staple and stayed on the Billboard Hot 100 for the record-breaking 39 weeks in the top 10. The song was recorded during a beach session, which influenced this relaxed, summery vibe. Circles solidified Post Malone's reputation as a genre-defying artist and one of the biggest hitmakers of the decade. It has now been certified diamond by the RIAA. Heartless by The Weeknd. The Weeknd's Heartless reached number 1 in December 2019, marking the start of its After Hours era. It was released as a 2-pack, alongside Blinding Lights. The song's dark lyrics and hypnotic production showcased The Weeknd's signature style. It became his 4th number 1 single, coming nearly 5 years after his first chart topper, Can't Feel My Face. While it was overshadowed by the massive success of Blinding Lights, it remains a fan favorite, as it signaled he was going back to the sound that he started out with his trilogy of mixtapes. All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey's holiday classic, All I Want for Christmas Is You, finally hit number 1 in December 2019, 25 years after its initial release. The song has always been a Christmas favorite over the years, dominating every holiday season. It set the record for the longest climb to number 1 in Billboard history. Its chart-topping success cemented its place as the ultimate Christmas anthem and one of Mariah's signature songs. It comes back to number 1 every Christmas season, as it has accumulated 14 weeks on number 1 as of 2023. As of Christmas 2023, it will surely add to that total in the years to come. 2020. The Box by Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch's The Box became an unexpected cultural phenomenon in early 2020, fueled by that ad-lib and the rapper's dynamic flow. Released as a part of his debut album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, which is underrated by the way, the song wasn't intended to be the album's lead single. However, its organic popularity, largely driven by TikTok, catapulted it to stardom. The song spent an incredible 11 consecutive weeks on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and reached 1 billion streams on Spotify within months. During its reign on number 1, Justin Bieber released Yummy and was trying everything to get to number 1, but he was only able to debut on number 2. The Box earned Roddy Ricch 3 Grammy nominations, including Song of the Year, and helped him win the BET Award for Best New Artist. Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. The Weeknd's Blinding Lights wasn't just a hit, it was a game changer. Released as a second single from his After Hours album, it was inspired by 80s synthwave, creating a sound both nostalgic and innovative. When I first heard the song, it felt like I grew up with it. The song became an unstoppable force, spending 4 weeks on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and setting the record, spending 90 weeks on the chart, including 57 weeks in the top 10, which has never been done by any other song. It was named the Billboard Hot 100 Greatest Song of All Time because of its chart longevity. It is also the most streamed song of all time on Spotify, reaching 4.6 billion streams. The Weeknd performed the song during his 2021 Super Bowl halftime show, but his Grammy snub stirred major controversy, leading to The Weeknd boycotting the Grammys after that. Blinding Lights is the defining track of the 2020s and an all-time classic. Tootsie Slide by Drake. Released at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in April 2020, Tootsie Slide was Drake trying to gain a dance craze. It was built around a simple dance routine in order to become a viral sensation on TikTok. Debuting on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, it became Drake's 3rd chart-topping debut, showing Drake's dominance in the streaming era. The song was named after social media influencer Tootsie, who helped create the dance. Critics were divided, with some praising its catchiness, while others dismissed it as overly calculated. When you listen to it now, it's really a chill banger. I also realized that the hook could really be describing how to do a moonwalk. Despite mixed reviews, it was able to dominate social media for a while, as it was engineered to go viral. The Scotts by Travis Scott and Kid Cudi. Travis Scott and Kid Cudi's collaboration The Scotts was a big event. It premiered during Travis Scott's groundbreaking virtual Fortnite concert in April 2020, and it debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Kid Cudi's first chart topper. Travis Scott has always mentioned Cudi as his biggest inspiration, and that was a big moment for him. The song's vibrant cover art was created by legendary Japanese artist Takashi Murakami. The song fell off the charts weeks later, but it showed the growing convergence of music and digital entertainment. The fortnight event attracted over 12 million viewers at a time when we are all stuck in our houses. Say So by Doja Cat featuring Nicki Minaj. Doja Cat's Say So was already climbing up the charts with its disco-inspired production and viral TikTok dance, but when Nicki Minaj jumped on the remix, it catapulted the song to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It marked Nicki's first ever chart-topping single, a milestone for the rap icon. The song's funky vibe was perfect for TikTok and was a big part of the COVID era. Say So earned a Grammy nomination for Record of the Year and solidified Doja's status as a rising star and a genre-blending innovator. Stuck With You by Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber. Released in May 2020 as a charity single, Stuck With You brought together pop heavyweights Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber. The heartfelt ballad, which talks about love and isolation during the COVID lockdown, debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking Bieber's 6th and Ariana's 3rd chart topper. The accompanying music video featured fans and celebrities, including Kylie and Kendall Jenner, sharing moments from quarantine. Proceeds from the song supported the First Responders Children's Foundation, benefiting families of healthcare workers. While not a career-defining hit, it captured the emotional pulse of 2020. Savage by Megan Thee Stallion featuring Beyonce. Megan Thee Stallion's Savage was already a viral TikTok sensation before Beyonce hopped on to the remix, transforming it to a cultural juggernaut. The song climbed to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and won 2 Grammys, including Best Rap Song. Beyonce's verses, which highlighted her Houston roots, showed her incredible flow. She can be a rapper if she wanted to, really. The proceeds from the remix were donated to COVID-19 relief efforts in Houston, a meaningful gesture from 2 stars who were born in Houston, Texas. Savage made Megan one of rap's leading voices and set her up for superstardom. Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande's Rain on Me was an unexpected collaboration in 2020. It is a dance pop banger that came out at a time where people couldn't really party. Released as a second single from Gaga's Chromatica, it debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and won the Grammy for Best Pop Duo or Group Performance. The futuristic music video, filled with elaborate choreography and striking visuals, became a standout. Gaga revealed that working on the song helped her overcome personal struggles, kicking off her Chromatica era. Rain on Me remains one of the highlights during a turbulent year. Rockstar by DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch. DaBaby's Rockstar dominated the summer of 2020, blending melodic hooks with gritty lyricism. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 7 weeks and earned Grammy nominations for Record of the Year and Best Rap Song. Its Black Lives Matter inspired remix, released at the time of nationwide and worldwide protest, added another layer of social commentary. The cinematic music video, featuring a zombie apocalypse theme, also added to its popularity. Rockstar set up DaBaby and Roddy Ricch as the leaders of a new generation of stars, but they didn't manage to capitalize on that momentum. Trolls by 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj. Trolls was a controversial hit that leveraged aggressive online promotion and Nicki's devoted fanbase. The Barbs got it to debut on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, setting a record for the largest sales weeks for a rap song at the time. However, the song quickly fell off the charts, sparking debates about the sustainability of fan-driven campaigns. 6ix9ine was out of jail and was causing havoc. He first broke the IG Live record when he announced his first single since prison, Gooba. He was also angry when that didn't go #1, so he was determined to make his next one a chart topper. The song's colorful, chaotic music video got huge views, but faced criticism for its over-the-top antics. Despite its polarizing reception, as it is one of the worst #1 songs of all time, Trolls showed the power of virality in the streaming era. Cardigan by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift made a big pivot with folklore, her first foray into indie folk, written during the quiet of 2020 lockdown, and Cardigan was the album's lead single. The song was a nostalgic and poetic exploration of lost love. It debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 alongside Folklore which debuted on number 1 on the Billboard 200, making Taylor the first artist in history to do that. The song was critically acclaimed, earning multiple Grammy nominations, including Song of the Year. The song cemented Taylor's transition into a new phase of her career. The music video was also a treat for her fans, as it had a lot of Easter eggs they could obsess over. Taylor went on a direction that no one thought she would, and that paid off. Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. Watermelon Sugar became the summer anthem of 2020 because of its breezy, sensual vibes and nostalgic rhythm. It was the 4th single from Harry's second studio album Fine Line, and it gained traction because of its vibrant music video, which showed carefree beach parties, a contrast to the isolation many faced during the pandemic. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100, earning Harry his first number 1 single in the US, and took home a Grammy for Best Pop Solo Performance. The song has now been certified 7 times platinum in the US, and is now sitting on 2.8 billion streams on Spotify. WAP by Cardi B featuring Megan Thee Stallion. Few songs shook up the world like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's unapologetically bold WAP, or Wet Ass Pussy. Released in August 2020, the song became an instant phenomenon, debuting on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with record-breaking first-week streams. Its sexually explicit lyrics sparked debates about female empowerment versus nasty shit. It was also heavily criticized by conservative parents for promoting sex to kids. Despite the controversy, WAP was a huge success. The accompanying music video, featuring cameos by stars like Kylie Jenner and Normani, further fueled its viral status. Certified 8 times platinum in the US and winning awards, WAP became a moment in history. It broke barriers for women in rap, amplifying Cardi and Megan's positions as trailblazing artists. Dynamite by BTS. BTS's Dynamite was a historic release, marking the group's first entirely English-language single and their debut at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Released in August 2020, the disco pop track offered a feel-good escape during the pandemic, with its retro vibes resonating worldwide. The song set many records, including being the fastest YouTube video to reach 100 million views and achieving over 7.7 million streams in a single day on Spotify. The song earned BTS their first Grammy nomination for Best Pop Duo Group Performance, a groundbreaking achievement for a K-pop group, while universally celebrated. Some critics argue that it catered too heavily to Western markets, going too far away from the group's roots, but it exposed BTS to a broader audience and solidified their status as global icons. Franchise by Travis Scott featuring Young Thug and MIA. Franchise marked Travis Scott's third number 1 debut on the Billboard Hot 100, released in September 2020. The song featuring Young Thug and MIA had experimental elements with Travis's signature sound, but it managed to become a commercial hit. Merch bundles and strategic marketing fueled its chart success through Travis's Cactus Jack brand. The song's title and artwork were inspired by Travis's partnership with McDonald's at the time. It was also released with a music video filmed at Michael Jordan's mansion. However, Franchise had mixed reviews, as it lacked the staying power of his previous hits, falling off in a matter of weeks. Savage Love by genre-685 and Jason Derulo. Savage Love started as a TikTok sound created by a 17-year-old New Zealand producer, genre-685. Before Jason Derulo added lyrics to create a viral hit, the song gained even more momentum when BTS joined for the remix, propelling it to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was one of the most manufactured hits of the decade. With its siren-inspired beat, the sound was already a favorite for dance challenges, dominating TikTok throughout 2020. Jason Derulo saw that and wanted that shit. Jason Derulo initially faced criticism for not even crediting the creator. He just wanted to use the viral momentum for his gain. It was really a hit for that specific time. Mood by 24K Golden featuring Ian Dior. Mood was the breakout hit of 2020, blending pop, rap, and rock elements into a genre-defying anthem. Released in July, the song showed the highs and lows of modern relationships, resonating with Gen Z listeners. The idea for the song came about when the guys were playing Call of Duty. It climbed to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 8 non-consecutive weeks, making it one of the year's biggest hits. The song was certified multi-platinum and dominated streaming platforms, becoming a staple on TikTok. While celebrated for blurring genres, some dismissed it for its simple lyrics. Mood left a lasting impact, but 24K Golden and Ian Dior couldn't continue their momentum and have fallen off. Positions by Ariana Grande. Positions shot straight to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in October 2020. Starting off Ariana's new era, it was the lead single to the album by the same name, and the song's smooth production reflected her growth as an artist. When it debuted at the top of the Billboard Hot 100, it became her 5th number 1 single and her 3rd consecutive number 1 debut of 2020, which showed Ariana as a woman that can do it all. Became one of the reasons the song became popular. It was all about empowering women to do what they want. While some critics thought it was overly chill compared to her past hits, it was a hit either way. Life Goes On by BTS. Life Goes On was a sad ballad that captured the collective emotion of a world in lockdown. Released in November 2020, it became the first non-English song to debut on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, a groundbreaking achievement for BTS and K-pop. The song's comforting image of hope and resilience resonated globally, offering solace during a challenging time. Co-directed by BTS member Jungkook, the music video added a personal touch, showing the band like never before. The song shot to number 1 mainly because of sales and fell off the charts entirely after its 3rd week. Willow by Taylor Swift. Willow, the lead single from Evermore, Taylor's surprise sister album to Folklore, debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in December 2020. Its enchanting melody and introspective lyrics were central to the album. The music video, directed by Taylor herself, continued where Cardigan left off. The song further solidified Taylor's reputation as a master storyteller, with fans dissecting its layers of meaning and connections to other songs in her discography. Taylor wasn't really worried about rollouts in this era, as she blessed her fans with 2 full albums in a couple of months. 2021. Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia Rodrigo kicked off 2021 with her debut single Driver's License. Released on January 8, the song immediately broke records, debuting on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and staying there for 8 consecutive weeks. It also shattered Spotify's single-day streaming record for a non-holiday song, with over 17 million streams in 24 hours. The song became a viral sensation on TikTok, where fans dissected it, speculating it was about a rumored love triangle involving Olivia, her High School Musical the series co-star Joshua Bassett, and singer Sabrina Carpenter. The drama fueled the song's popularity, making it a cultural phenomenon. The song also had interesting production choices, and Olivia recorded the car sounds heard in the song's intro herself, and they worked perfectly. Driver's License became a generational anthem, cementing Olivia Rodrigo as one of the year's breakout stars. What's Next by Drake. Drake continued his chart dominance with What's Next, a track from his Scary Hours 2 EP, released on March 5, 2021. The song debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it his 4th chart-topping debut and solidifying his record as the artist with the most top 10 entries on the chart. It also contributed to a historical moment, as all 3 tracks from the EP, with Wants and Needs and Lemon Pepper Freestyle, landed in the top 3 at the same time. The song, featuring a hypnotic beat, became an instant hit, but it didn't achieve the longevity of some of Drake's earlier hits. Surprisingly, it ended up becoming an album single. It showed that Drake can go number 1 whenever he wants, further proving his status as a hitmaker. Up by Cardi B. Cardi B brought energy to 2021 with her single Up. Released on February 5, the song debuted on number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and later climbed to the top spot, making Cardi the first female rapper with multiple solo number 1 hits. Its infectious hook made it an instant TikTok hit. She even performed it at the 2021 Grammy Awards. The inspiration for Up came from a phrase popular in the Bronx: "If it's up, then it's stuck." Despite facing accusations of plagiarism for the song's hook, it was able to continue Cardi's legacy. Up showed everything Cardi dropped was going straight to number 1. At that time, she was dropping single after single, with no sign of a new album. And there's still no sign of a new album. Peaches by Justin Bieber featuring Daniel Caesar and Giveon. Justin Bieber delivered a breezy summer hit with Peaches, a standout track from his Justice album, released on March 19, 2021, featuring smooth vocals from Daniel Caesar and Giveon. The song debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it Bieber's 7th chart topper. It also became the first number 1 hit for both the features. Peaches earned widespread acclaim for its feel-good vibe and irresistible hook, with the line "I got my peaches out in Georgia" becoming widely quoted on social media. The song was nominated for multiple Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year and Song of the Year, while the album Justice faced criticism for its use of MLK interludes. Peaches is a certified bop from that era. Montero, Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X broke barriers and sparked controversy with Montero, Call Me By Your Name, released on March 26, 2021. The song debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming his 2nd chart-topping hit. Inspired by the movie Call Me By Your Name, the song was a bold declaration of his queer identity. Its release was accompanied by a provocative music video in which he descends to hell and performs a lap dance for the devil, igniting a media firestorm. Despite or because of the controversy, the song gained huge support from fans and allies, topping charts worldwide and earning multiple Grammy nominations. Nike even filed a lawsuit over a custom line of Satan shoes tied to the song's release. Montero won the Video of the Year award at the 2021 VMAs, cementing Lil Nas X as a fearless trailblazer in pop and hip-hop. Leave the Door Open by Silk Sonic. Silk Sonic, the dynamic duo of Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, made their grand debut with Leave the Door Open, released on March 5, 2021. The song, a soulful throwback to the 1970s R&B, struck a chord with their smooth vocals and lovely vibe. It debuted at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and eventually climbed to number 1, staying there for 2 weeks. Leave the Door Open swept the 2022 Grammy Awards, winning Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best R&B Performance, and Best R&B Song. Bruno and Anderson wrote the song in a single session, aiming to recreate the magic of classic soul, and they did that. It's a timeless feel-good hit. Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia Rodrigo delivered another smash hit with Good For You, a fiery pop-punk anthem, released on May 14, 2021. The song debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it Olivia's 2nd chart-topping single in the year. Its energetic production brought back the early 2000s energy, earning comparisons to Paramore's Misery Business. The similarity eventually led to Paramore's Hayley Williams receiving a songwriting credit. The song's music video, inspired by cult classics like Jennifer's Body, added to its appeal, blending nostalgia with the 2020s twist. Good For You became the most streamed song on Spotify during the summer of 2021, and its success left a huge mark on Olivia's sour era. Butter by BTS. Kicking off the summer of 2021, Butter became an unstoppable global phenomenon. It became a disco pop anthem, as it was BTS's 2nd English-language single, following the success of Dynamite. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and remained there for an impressive 10 consecutive weeks, the longest reign of any song in 2021. The music video shattered records for the most views in 24 hours, amassing 108 million views in a single day. The song earned a Grammy nomination for the Best Pop Duo or Group Performance, and its legacy cemented BTS as one of the few acts to dominate global charts consistently. Permission to Dance by BTS. BTS released Permission to Dance, a feel-good anthem co-written by Ed Sheeran that celebrated joy and unity. The song debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, but had a shorter stay at the top, spending just a week on number 1. Its message of inclusivity, featuring sign language in its choreography, connected to their fan base. While the song didn't achieve the same enduring chart success as Butter, it became a fan favorite, especially for its hopeful message. Coming out of the pandemic, the song reinforced BTS's ability to consistently land chart toppers in the US. Stay by The Kid Laroi and Justin Bieber. Stay, a collaboration between Australian newcomer The Kid Laroi and pop superstar Justin Bieber, became the defining song of the summer in 2021, combining pop, rap, and an infectious melody, the song spent 7 weeks on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and dominated the Spotify charts as the most streamed song globally for months. It is now sitting on 3.3 billion streams on Spotify. Stay was the Kid Leroy's first number 1 hit and was certified 11 times platinum in the US alone. TikTok played a major role in its success, with countless viral videos using its catchy hook. The song solidified the Kid Leroy as a rising star, while reinforcing Bieber's staying power more than a decade into his career. Way Too Sexy by Drake featuring Future and Young Thug. Drake's Way Too Sexy was a tongue-in-cheek reimagining of Right Said Fred's 1991 hit, I'm Too Sexy. The song debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it Drake's 9th chart-topping single. The outrageous music video, featuring him as a bodybuilder, action star, and even a romantic lead, became an instant meme factory. Produced by TM88, the song divided listeners. Some liked its playfulness, while others hated it. Regardless, Way Too Sexy became a club favorite, continuing Drake's domination of the charts, even in his lackluster Certified Lover Boy era. My Universe by Coldplay and BTS. In 2021, Coldplay and BTS united for a bilingual anthem, My Universe, blending their musical styles into a global hit. Produced by Max Martin, the song debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Coldplay one of the few bands to achieve chart-topping hits in 4 decades: the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. This was the first ever collaboration between the two groups, and its music video, featuring a sci-fi storyline, was also successful. The song merged 2 big fan bases, creating a unique cultural moment. Some critics argued the song played it too safe musically, sticking to predictable pop tropes. Despite this, My Universe became a huge single for both groups, accumulating 1.3 billion streams on Spotify. Industry Baby by Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow. Industry Baby, a defiant anthem by Lil Nas X, saw him achieving a certified banger. Produced by Kanye West, the horn-driven track debuted on number 2 and later reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. His provocative music video, set in a prison, was the talk of social media, featuring a standout verse by Jack Harlow. The song became a cultural moment, blending humor and confidence. Industry Baby solidified Lil Nas X's reputation as a fearless pop star, as he scored his 3rd number 1 song. Many thought he was going to be a one-hit wonder when Old Town Road came out, but he proved everyone wrong. Easy on Me by Adele. After a 6-year hiatus, Adele returned with the heart-wrenching ballad Easy on Me in 2021. The song debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and broke Spotify records for the most streamed song in a single day, accumulating over 24 million streams globally. Its simple but powerful piano arrangement and emotional lyrics reflected Adele's divorce and journey to self-acceptance. The song earned her a Grammy Award for Best Pop Solo Performance in 2023. Despite its accolades, it faced criticism for being too similar to her earlier work, with some wanting her to switch it up. But Adele has built her lane and is the best at it, as she has one of the greatest voices in pop history. All Too Well, Taylor's version by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's re-recorded All Too Well, Taylor's version was a cultural event. The 10-minute track, released in 2021 as part of her re-recorded version of Red, debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it the longest song to ever top the chart. The accompanying short film, starring Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien, became a viral sensation and was celebrated as a cinematic masterpiece. It was also fully directed by Taylor herself. The song redefined what a pop hit could be, and its impact empowered artists to fight for ownership of their work. 2022. We Don't Talk About Bruno by the Encanto cast. Disney struck gold with We Don't Talk About Bruno, a track from the Encanto soundtrack. The song's infectious Latin rhythms and layered vocals brought to life a comedic tale of family drama and superstition. Written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, it became Disney's first song to hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 29 years, following Aladdin's A Whole New World in 1993. The song spent 5 weeks on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was certified 5 times platinum by the RIAA. It also topped charts globally, including the UK, where it also reached number 1, making it the first Disney song to do so. The Encanto soundtrack itself dominated the Billboard 200 for several weeks, fueled by the song's massive popularity. It was controversial when it was snubbed for the Best Original Song category at the Oscars, as Disney submitted Dos Oruguitas instead. Heat Waves by Glass Animals. Glass Animals' Heat Wave was a real example of a sleeper hit, released in 2020. The song didn't reach the top of the Billboard Hot 100 until 59 weeks later, the longest climb to #1 in history. Its success was driven by TikTok, as most songs in the 2020. It spent 5 weeks on #1 and became one of the longest charting songs in Hot 100 history, with over 90 weeks on the chart. It was certified 7 times platinum by the RIAA and has accumulated 3.2 billion streams on Spotify. The song's success earned Glass Animals multiple Grammy nominations, including Best New Artist. Heat Waves is a defining track of the 2020s, bringing indie pop to the mainstream spotlight. As It Was by Harry Styles. Harry Styles kicked off his Harry's House era with As It Was, a huge hit. The song's 70s-inspired production made it a standout. It broke the record for the longest-running #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100 by a solo artist, spending a jaw-dropping 15 weeks at the top. It was also certified 6 times platinum in the US and achieved similar success worldwide, topping charts in over 30 countries. The song also ended 2022 as the best-selling single worldwide. The video was also huge, as it took home the Best Pop Award at the VMAs. As It Was solidified Harry Styles as a pop heavyweight, and it is a career-defining moment. First Class by Jack Harlow. Sampling Fergie's 2006 hit Glamorous, Jack Harlow's First Class was a masterclass in blending nostalgia with modern rap, even before its official release. Snippets of the song dominated TikTok, building anticipation. The song debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it Jack's first chart-topping single as a solo artist. The song spent 3 weeks on #1 and was certified 2 times platinum by the RIAA. Its clever wordplay and smooth delivery made it a staple for summer playlists in 2022. The success of First Class also propelled Jack Harlow as the new rap superstar, as he was setting up to inherit Drake's throne. Everything came full circle when he performed the song with Fergie at the VMAs. Wait For You by Future featuring Drake and Anthems. Future's Wait For You seamlessly blended hip-hop with Afrobeats influence, creating a global hit, featuring a heartfelt verse from Drake and a prominent sample of Thames' Higher. The song debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it Future's second chart-topping single, his first as a lead artist. The song earned multiple accolades, including a Grammy nomination for Best Melodic Rap Performance, and was certified 3 times platinum in the US. Future has been a legend in rap for a long time, and this was his crowning moment, even though Drake had to put it in his hand. Jimmy Cooks by Drake featuring 21 Savage. Jimmy Cooks was a standout on Drake's Honestly Nevermind album, as it was the only hip-hop track from his disappointing dance-heavy track list. Featuring 21 Savage, the song debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming one of the few purely rap songs to achieve this in 2022. Named after Drake's iconic Degrassi character, the song had the Houston sound with the sample. It spent only 1 week on #1, but has now been certified 3 times platinum in the US. It was funny that from Drake's experimental album, the one that blew up was the one he took the least risk on. About Damn Time by Lizzo. Lizzo delivered a self-love anthem for the ages with About Damn Time. After a couple of quiet years, she returned with a disco-inspired sound that became a viral sensation thanks to a TikTok dance challenge. The song received multiple awards, including a Grammy for Record of the Year. It was also certified 2 times platinum in the US and became a global hit, charting in the top 10 in over 15 countries. The song's feel-good vibes had a lasting impact on pop culture. Break My Soul by Beyonce. Beyonce's Break My Soul marked her return with a house-inspired anthem that celebrated freedom. Released as a lead single from a Renaissance album, it embraced 90s house music vibes and featured a sample of Robin S.'s Show Me Love, along with vocal contributions from Big Freedia. It became Beyonce's first solo #1 hit in 14 years, following Single Ladies Put a Ring on It way back in 2008. The song received widespread acclaim for its empowering message, earning a Grammy nomination for Record of the Year and winning the Best Dance Electronic Recording Grammy, which helped her become become the most awarded artist in Grammy history. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 2 weeks, sparking a renewed interest in dance music. She did what Drake was trying to do, but way better. Beyoncé's references to burnout culture and workplace dissatisfaction was a call to reject hustle culture, but people had a problem with that because Beyoncé is a billionaire, and what does she know about that? Either way, it is an undeniable bop. Super Freaky Girl by Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl was a playful rap hit that sampled Rick James's Super Freak, released in 2022. The song was a historic moment for Nicki, as it debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it her first solo #1 hit. The song broke Spotify records for the biggest first-day streams for a female rap song, with over 3 million plays in the US. It was undeniably catchy, and the music video earned Nicki her first MTV VMA for Best Hip Hop Video since 2015. However, controversy followed when the Grammy committee removed the song from rap categories, classifying it as pop instead, which made the Bobs furious on Twitter. Nicki took a shortcut as she followed the trend of sampling an already popular song to get to #1. Either way, it worked. Bad Habits by Steve Lacy. Steve Lacy's Bad Habit was a genre-defying smash that combined elements of funk, indie rock, and R&B. Released in 2022 as part of his Gemini Rights album, the song became a sleeper hit, peaking at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earning multiple Grammy nominations, including Record and Song of the Year. Steve recorded the song using GarageBand and an iPhone and got a #1 hit. The song gained traction on TikTok, with millions of viewers creating videos to its infectious hook, "I Wish I Knew You Wanted Me." Its lyrics about missed romantic opportunities struck a chord with Gen Z, while the breezy, nostalgic production appealed to a broader audience. The song spent 3 weeks at the top of the Billboard Hot 100 and became Steve Lacy's first chart-topping hit. He was thriving in the underground for years, but this song took him to bigger stages. But he hated the fact that it was the reason that people that don't really care about him came to his shows, just to listen to that one part they know from TikTok. Unholy by Sam Smith and Kim Petras. Sam Smith and Kim Petras joined forces for Unholy, a bold, boundary-pushing pop anthem with innovative production. Released as the lead single from Sam's Gloria album, it debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making history as Kim Petras became the first openly transgender artist to achieve this milestone. The song also won the Grammy for Best Pop Duo Group Performance, marking another groundbreaking achievement. The song's viral TikTok snippet with its hypnotic chorus catapulted it to global fame, even before its full release. The song's theatrical, bass-heavy production resonated with listeners worldwide, leading it to top the charts in over 20 countries. The Grammy performance of the song sparked controversy for being satanic, but its impact on pop music is undeniable. Anti-Hero by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's Anti-Hero was a reflective and deeply personal standout from her Midnights album. Released in October 2022, the song became an instant classic, peaking at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and staying there for 8 weeks, making it one of the longest-running chart toppers of her career. The song shows self-awareness as Taylor takes responsibility, with the now infamous line, "It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me," which became a meme. Its music video, directed by Taylor herself, catered to fans, with hidden Easter eggs and a cohesive message throughout. The song was praised for its undeniable groove and the relatability in her clever songwriting. 2023. Flowers by Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus started off 2023 with the release of Flowers, a self-love anthem that redefined modern breakup songs. Dropped on January 13th, her ex-husband, Liam Hemsworth's birthday. The timing and the lyrics fueled speculation about the track, and she later confirmed it. It was also a reference to Bruno Mars's 2013 hit, When I Was Your Man. Flowers debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, where it reigned for 8 consecutive weeks, becoming Miley's longest-running hit. The single broke records on Spotify, earning the title of the platform's most streamed song in a single week at the time. It was also the best-selling global single of 2023, according to the IFPI. The song marks Miley's comeback to the top of the charts, a decade since her last chart topper, Wrecking Ball. Die For You by The Weekend and Ariana Grande. Die For You originally a sleeper from The Weeknd's 2016 album Starboy, resurfaced in 2023 thanks to it going viral on TikTok. The song's resurgence prompted a remix with longtime collaborator Ariana Grande, reigniting its popularity, even though the original is way better. The remix helped push it to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Ariana and The Weeknd's 7th chart topper. It became one of the most streamed songs of the year, earning diamond certification in the US. The song shows the power of TikTok, as it brought back a beloved song from a long time ago and made it a hit out of nowhere. Last Night by Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen broke genre barriers with Last Night, a heart-wrenching country ballad that connected deeply with fans across the musical spectrum. It brought country back to the mainstream, with its raw storytelling catapulting Morgan to superstardom. The song became the first pure country song in over a decade to top the Billboard Hot 100, as it stayed there for an incredible 16 weeks, breaking records for country tracks in the process. It also dominated the streaming charts, amassing over 1.1 billion streams on Spotify and earning 7 times platinum certification in the US. It ended 2023 as the biggest song of the year, according to Billboard. The song showed Morgan's crossover appeal, and it started a new era of country domination. Like Crazy by Jimin. BTS member Jimin's solo debut with Like Crazy proved his star power outside of the group. The single made history by debuting at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making him the first Korean solo artist to achieve this milestone. He also got the record for the highest debut by a South Korean artist on the UK singles chart. The song dominated charts globally, from South Korea to the US, getting certified platinum by the RIAA. Like Crazy was a significant moment for K-pop artists, breaking into Western markets. It showed the strength of the BTS army as they come out for each member of the group. Jimin's success paved the way for more solo projects from BTS members. Kill Bill became an unexpected hit for SZA. It was not really supposed to be a huge single from the album, but the fans chose it. The song draws inspiration from Quentin Tarantino's cult classic it was named after, and shows SZA's songwriting ability. It topped the Billboard Hot 100, becoming her first chart-topping hit. It also became her first #1 on the Billboard Global 200. The accompanying music video, filled with martial arts-inspired visuals, received critical acclaim and earned nominations for major awards, including the VMAs. Kill Bill ended the year as the 3rd best-selling single of 2023. The song showed that one of the most innovative voices in modern R&B can also make huge hits. Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia Rodrigo's Vampire continued her streak of pop dominance, as it started off her New Guts era with a bang. The dramatic ballad explores betrayal and heartbreak with a theatrical flair that showed her vocal power. It proved that she wasn't just a one-album wonder. Vampire debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming her 3rd chart-topping single. It also garnered widespread critical acclaim. Her live performance of the song at the MTV VMAs further cemented its status as a standout in her catalog. Vampire was a testament to Olivia's growth as an artist, proving her staying power as she's on the way to become a pop icon. 7 by Jungkook featuring Lotto. BTS's Jungkook made a monumental solo debut with 7, a sultry genre-blurring track featuring rapper Lotto. The song's smooth production and catchy hook made it an instant hit. It is an upbeat poppy track that talks about making love to his partner 7 days a week. 7 debuted simultaneously at #1 on the Billboard Global 200 and Hot 100. The army did their thing. It also broke the record for the fastest song in history to surpass 1 billion streams, now sitting on over 2 billion streams on Spotify and earning platinum certification in the US. 7 became the biggest song of the solo releases from BTS, showing Jungkook's versatility as an artist. Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town sparked a firestorm of controversy when it was released. With lyrics celebrating small town values, the song became a lightning rod for debates about its political undertones that helped the song soar to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, a rare achievement for a country single. It also topped the country charts and received millions of streams, becoming Jason's first chart topper on the Billboard Hot 100. The music video, also characterized for its imagery, adding fuel to the controversy, brought more attention to the song. Mainstream publications killed it, but it clearly connected with a huge audience. Rich Man North of Richmond by Oliver Anthony. Oliver Anthony's Rich Man North of Richmond captured the nation's attention with its raw vocals and powerful lyrics about working class struggles. Recorded independently in his backyard, the song's authenticity helped it become an overnight sensation. It debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, a first for an unsigned artist. It dominated streaming platforms and became a cultural phenomenon, sparking conversations about economic inequality and the power of independent music. While it was hailed as a voice for the disenfranchised, the song faced criticism from both sides of the aisle. But I find it incredible how a completely independent artist was able to get that much attention. Shout out Oliver Anthony. I Remember Everything by Zach Bryan featuring Casey Musgraves. I Remember Everything debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in September 2023, making it Zach Bryan and Casey Musgraves' first chart-topping single. It was also a breakthrough moment for country music, which had a huge year on the charts in 2023. The song also topped the Hot Country Songs chart and earned multiple nominations at major awards, including the CMAs and the Grammys for Best Country Duo Group Performance. It has now been certified 2 times platinum by the RIAA. It is a beautiful and introspective song with raw emotional delivery, resonating deeply with fans and becoming an anthem for heartbreak. It helps solidify Zach Bryan as one of the brightest stars in country music today. Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat. Paint the Town Red became the first rap song to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 2023, ending nearly a year-long drought for rap at the chart summit. It also marked Doja Cat's second #1 hit after Say So. Leading up to the release of the song, Doja made headlines by actively distancing herself from her fanbase. She publicly called out toxic stans and purged her social media of followers she found problematic. It was a risky move. Many believed it would alienate her core fanbase and tank her new releases. But following a PR storm of her own making, it became a huge hit, now sitting on 1.2 billion streams on Spotify. Doja beat the odds, re-establishing her as one of the most versatile artists of her generation. Slime You Out by Drake featuring SZA. This long-awaited collaboration debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in September 2023, giving Drake his 13th chart topper. The song blends introspective lyrics with sparse minimalist instrumentation, exploring themes of toxic relationships. There was controversy with the cover art for the song, with a photo of Halle Berry getting slimed, angering her because she never Drake permission to use it. Commercially, Slime You Out dominated streaming platforms, but it had a lukewarm reception from the public because it didn't live up to the hype of a collab between Drake and SZA. Both artists are able to cross between R&B and hip-hop seamlessly, but Drake didn't pull his weight, as SZA carried the song. First Person Shooter by Drake featuring J. Cole. First Person Shooter was a high-energy rap collaboration between two of the big three, Drake and J. Cole, debuting on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 when it was released with the album For All the Dogs in October 2023. It gave J. Cole his first chart-topping single and helped Drake tie with Michael Jackson for the amount of #1 hits. The song was also the reason for the start of the 2024 rap civil war, but when it was released, it was just a bar fest. J. Cole stole the show with an intricate verse, calling himself the Muhammad Ali of rap. It's already an all-time rap classic collab, where J. Cole outshined Drake on his own track. But what came after is what really cemented it in rap history. Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift. Originally released as part of Taylor Swift's 2019 album Lover, Cruel Summer finally achieved #1 status on the Billboard Hot 100. Taylor officially released it as a single nearly 4 years after Lover's original release, as she embarked on the Eras tour. It has always been a fan favorite from the album, and it reignited the album's popularity in 2023, becoming the defining song of her tour. It found a place on streaming playlists and social media trends, cementing its place as a final single that went from a sleeper hit to a full-blown anthem. It is now the biggest song of Taylor's career, accumulating 2.5 billion streams on Spotify. Is It Over Now by Taylor Swift. One of the From the Vault tracks of 1989 Taylor's version, Is It Over Now, debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in November 2023. The emotionally charged song showcased Taylor's unparalleled storytelling ability. Fans speculated if it was inspired by a past high-profile breakup. The song became an unexpected hit as it fit in seamlessly with the original album's themes. Commercially, Is It Over Now highlighted the strength of Taylor's fanbase as her re-recorded projects were doing well, and she was able to get a number 1 hit from a throwaway recording session from the 1989 era. The album was also huge, debuting on number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling 1.6 million units in its first week. In 2023, Taylor was bigger than ever, selling a record amount of albums in a single year, moving close to 3.5 million vinyl albums in 2023. Lovin' On Me by Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow scored another number 1 single on the Billboard Hot 100 with the infectious pop rap anthem Lovin' On Me, which hasn't led to a new album a year later. Released in late 2023, the song's upbeat production and catchy hook made it a viral sensation, particularly on TikTok, where it is in the background of countless videos. The song dominated streaming, now sitting on 814 million streams on Spotify. Many people thought that Jack would fall off since his album Come Home The Kids Miss You didn't really sell as many records as expected, but he continues releasing hit after hit, showing gas he's not going anywhere. Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee. More than 60 years after the original release in 1958, the Christmas classic Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree finally reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in December 2023. Fueled by the growing dominance of holiday music on the streaming platforms, the song achieved over 30 million streams in a single week and climbed to the top of the charts. At 79 years old, Brenda Lee set the record for the oldest artist to top the Billboard Hot 100. Holiday singles are timeless, as they work as long as we celebrate the holiday and come back to prominence each year. All I Want for Christmas Is You is the song that is guaranteed to go number 1 every December. But in 2023, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree managed to top the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 weeks. 2024. Yes and by Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande's Yes and was released on January 12, 2024 as the lead single from her highly anticipated 7th studio album, Eternal Sunshine. The song debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it Ariana's 6th number 1 debut and 8th overall chart topper. It was an instant success, as people were waiting for Ari's next release after a quiet few years. Critics praised the song for its infectious dance pop sound, infused with house music elements, drawing comparisons to Madonna's iconic hit Vogue. Lyrically, it's a response to the tabloid scrutiny she faced in recent years, particularly about dating her co-star Ethan Slater, as she was being criticized for being a homewrecker when she took him from his wife. Yes and doesn't sound like anything else on the album, and as the lead single, it was misleading. The song got mixed reviews from her fans, but when the remix with Mariah Carey was released, it was better received. Hiss by Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion's Hiss, released on January 26, 2024, quickly climbed to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking another milestone in her rising career. It was a diss track against Nicki Minaj. It had a few shots against BBL Drizzy too. The Megan's low bar really started a firestorm when Nicki felt away, because she was talking about her husband Kenneth Petty, who is a certified sex offender. The song became a huge topic on the blogs and social media for weeks, even managing to top the Billboard Global 200. In response, Nicki released Bigfoot, one of the worst diss tracks I've ever heard, and flopped spectacularly. Megan didn't see the need to respond after that. Hiss was a moment in time, but it didn't last on the charts, falling off the Hot 100 entirely in just 6 weeks.
This ain't Texas.
Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. Beyonce's Texas Hold'em was her pivot to country music and was released on February 11, 2024 as the lead single, alongside 16 Carriages, to her 8th studio album Cowboy Carter. Her aim to reclaim country music and bring it back to its roots was the reason for the pivot. The song was announced during a Super Bowl halftime show commercial. It debuted on number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and eventually climbed to the top of the charts, spending 2 weeks on number 1. Some of country radio refused to play it because it was Beyonce, but that didn't stop her from becoming the first black woman to top the Billboard Hot Country chart. For the 2025 Grammys, the song has been nominated for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Country Song. It showed Beyonce's versatility as an artist, as she does great any genre she tries. Carnival by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign. Released on March 1, 2024, Carnival by Ye featuring Ty Dolla $ign alongside Rich the Kid and Playboi Carti debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 from the collab album Vultures 1. Kanye was at an all-time low in his career as he alienated most of his fans and got dropped from his label for loving a certain German leader too much. He debuted the song at a listening party in Chicago, and it had a sample of the rock band Black Sabbath, but Ozzy Osbourne, the lead singer of the band, sent a cease and desist to block the song, so he replaced it with his own song from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Hell of a Life. Carnival was based around a vocal loop of chanting from Inter Milan's Ultras. The song was released independently, and it was surprising when it went to number 1 after Kanye went through a lot just releasing the song. It even got removed from Apple Music for a while, but its streaming and sales were enough to catapult it to number 1. The song's cover art shows a photo of a screaming skinhead who is stained with blood. You know, it's the weird era of Kanye. TikTok also helped its rise, as it even got to number 1 on the Billboard TikTok charts. The song became a streaming juggernaut on Spotify, accumulating 640 million streams to date. Even though Kanye burnt all his bridges, Carnival has managed to be nominated for the Best Rap Song at the Grammys this year. We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love by Ariana Grande. We Can't Be Friends, Wait for Your Love was released on March 15 and debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it Ari's 9th number 1 hit. It was also her 7th number 1 debut, making her the first female artist in history to do that. It is a synth-pop song with Europop influences that became a standout from the album. It also debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Global 200, making it the biggest song from the era, as it has now been certified 2 times platinum in the US. The music video was inspired by the 2004 movie Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, as it shows Ari wiping the memories of a past relationship, only to start all over again. It won Best Cinematography at the VMAs. We Can't Be Friends is one of the most streamed songs of the year, reaching 1 billion streams on Spotify since its release. Lose Control by Teddy Swims. Teddy Swims released Lose Control on June 23, 2023 from his debut album I've Tried Everything But Therapy Part 1. The song had a remarkable rise, debuting on number 99 and slowly climbing to number 1 on March 30, 2024, 32 weeks after its release. Its climb is the longest consecutive climb to number 1 of all time. It also spent 45 weeks in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100, which makes it second, only behind The Weeknd's Blinding Lights. The song talks about losing yourself in love, always chasing the highs from the lows. It's a beautiful song. I remember Teddy Swims when he was doing covers on YouTube. Now he has one of the most streamed songs of the year, with Lose Control sitting on 1.3 billion streams on Spotify. It has also been certified 2 times platinum in the US. Like That by Future, Metro Boomin and Kendrick Lamar. Like That was released on April 5, 2024 on Future and Metro Boomin's collab album We Don't Trust You. It featured a surprise Kendrick Lamar verse, which shook up the game and made waves throughout the hip-hop community. He took shots at J. Cole and Drake, saying,
Motherfuck the big 3, nigga, it's just big me.
A direct reference to what J. Cole said in First Person Shooter. J. Cole responded to those shots on 7-Minute Drill and said sorry.
How many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone?
But the real target was Drake, as he got the message and responded on his song Push Ups. That started one of the most exciting beefs of all time, with both artists going back and forth with song after song. They could have both dropped an album of disses. That all started with Like That. It was not just a diss track though, it was an absolute banger, as it debuted on number 1 and stayed there for 3 weeks. There was also a Like That remix with Kanye, as he was trying to insert himself in the beef, but no one gave it attention. Like That ended the year as one of the most played songs of 2024, now sitting on 609 million streams on Spotify. Too Sweet by Hozier. Too Sweet was released on March 22, 2024 as the second single from Hozier's 5th EP Unheard. He first teased the song on TikTok in a clip of him drawing a sketch of a skeleton. The song has a killer bass groove and blends soul and pop rock into a unique sound. It is very catchy, which helped it debut on number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100 and reaching the top of the charts 3 weeks later, as it was his second top 10 hit since the song that put him on the map back in 2013, Take Me to Church, which peaked at number 2 a decade earlier. He also became the first Irish artist to top the Billboard Hot 100 since Sinead O'Connor in 1990 with Nothing Compares to You. Too Sweet became a global hit as it is one of the most streamed songs of the year, reaching 1.1 billion streams on Spotify in a matter of months. Fortnite by Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone. Taylor Swift teamed up with Post Malone for Fortnite, the lead single from her latest album, The Tortured Poets Department. She first announced the album in her Grammy-winning speech, and Fortnite was the first taste of that. The song broke the record for the highest single-day streams on Spotify the day it was released. In the US, it debuted at the top of the Billboard Hot 100, making it Taylor's 12th and Posty's 5th #1 song. It was also Taylor's 5th #1 single on the Billboard Global 200. At the 2025 Grammy Awards, it has been nominated for Song of the Year and Record of the Year. The song was released with a black and white music video, which had Easter eggs all over it. It won a lot of awards, including Video of the Year at the VMAs and Best Video at the MTV EMAs. Fortnite was a streaming hit, accumulating 763 million streams on Spotify. Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar and Drake gave us one of the most personal and deep beefs in hip-hop history. They both hit each other with a back-to-back, and after Drake dropped Family Matters and Kendrick replied 20 minutes later with Meet the Grams, the back and forth seemed to be over as it got into a very dark place. But a couple of days later, Kendrick dropped his victory lap, the upbeat and fun Not Like Us, which was an instant hit. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and also broke records, earning the biggest single-day streams and the most song streams in a week for a hip-hop song, records that were held by Drake. It has now accumulated 945 million streams on Spotify, which is remarkable for a diss song in which he was calling Drake a pedo. Drake has now launched a lawsuit because of the song against his label UMG for pushing it using bots to bring about his demise. That's a first in rap beef history. I Had Some Help by Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen. Post Malone teamed up with Morgan Wallen for I Had Some Help, the lead single from his 6th studio album F1 Trillion, released on May 10, 2024. The song debuted at the top of the Billboard Hot 100, with the highest weekly sales and streams since 2020, as it was one of the catchiest songs released in the year. It became Posty's 6th #1 song, and Morgan Wallen's 2nd. Country music is having a moment, not just in the US, but worldwide, as the song also debuted on #1 on the Billboard Global 200. It had a historic performance on radio and did well on streaming too, now reaching 822 million streams on Spotify. It also had a lasting impact, staying at the top of the Billboard Hot 100 for 6 weeks. Please 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 by Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter has had a breakthrough 2024 after she dropped Espresso, the most streamed song of the year, which incredibly only peaked on #2. But the follow-up Please 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 was released on June 6, 2024 and debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking a huge achievement in her career, as it was her first chart topper. It was produced by super pop producer Jack Antonoff and had a sick bass line and a country pop vibe. It was accompanied with a music video starring Barry Keoghan, whom she was dating at the time, and was having a high point in his career when his movie Saltburn became a cultural phenomenon. The two of them then had a messy breakup. The song has now been streamed more than 1 billion times on Spotify and has been certified 3 times platinum by the RIAA. After 10 years of grinding, Sabrina finally hit the pinnacle of mainstream music. A bar song, Tipsy by Shaboozey. Shaboozey made history with a bar song Tipsy in 2024. It served as the 4th single from his album, Where I've Been Isn't Where I'm Going. He has been buzzing in the underground and got his moment when he was featured on Beyonce's Cowboy Carter, but Tipsy changed his life, climbing to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song then became a huge hit, tying Old Town Road as the longest running #1 song of all time on the Billboard Hot 100, spending 19 weeks at the top of the charts, the most by a solo artist. The hook was an interpolation of Jaquan's 2004 single Tipsy, cleverly turning the whole vibe into country. That helped the song appeal to a wide audience, both hip-hop and country fans. The same thing Old Town Road did. It then came full circle when he performed this song with Jaquan at the BET Awards. When the song got to #1 on the Hot Country charts, it succeeded Beyonce's Texas Hold'em, and that was the first time in history that 2 black artists held the #1 position in 3 consecutive weeks. The song was also a streaming hit, accumulating 965 million streams since its release. Love Somebody by Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen came back at the end of the year when he released Love Somebody on October 18, 2024 as the second single from his upcoming 4th studio album. The song managed to debut at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Morgan's 3rd #1 and his first solo single to debut at the top of the chart. Country music's influence on the Hot 100 has been growing in recent years, and Morgan's success was a big part of that, as he sells out arenas consistently. He is now one of the biggest artists in the US, as the album he released last year is the second best-selling album of 2024, moving more than 3 million units in the US. Squabble Up by Kendrick Lamar. When the music video for Not Like Us was released, it started off with a snippet of another West Coast style song. The snippet went crazy on TikTok, with people just calling it Broccoli, and everyone was asking what is that song. As it worked in the background of Crip Walk dance video, the song ended up being Squabble Up, the second track on Kendrick Lamar's surprise album GNX. The song was released with a music video and became the lead single from the album. When we finally heard the song, there was a sample of Debbie Deb's 1984 song, When I Hear the Music, that works as the pre-chorus. It ended Shaboozey's record-tying 19-week run at the top when it debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The next week, it was overtaken by Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, as it is the start of the Christmas season. If you made it this far, thank you. This took a lot of effort, so help me out with a like.